afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome along. We are back once again for the Champions League Simmed Tournament. If you are new to the stream, as always, don't forget to leave a like and subscription if you are new to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. But we are back, of course, a weekend full of Champions League Sim Tournament action. Don't know how that word's come along. New word. But new action today. We've got loads of games coming up, lots of hopefully goals, drama, controversy. Who knows what's going to come our way today as we do enter the round of 16. Of course, the way it's going to work, if you're wondering, of course, like we did yesterday, we've got an afternoon session which is taking place, well, it's taking place now, isn't it? And then we've also got, of course, an evening session which will be coming up a little bit later on tonight. That is once again at 7 PM UK time. So, because we've got less games, we've got a little bit more time to be able to sit back and relax, fingers crossed. First of all, I want to give you guys a little update. I know a lot of you guys who've been in the stream. It was quite frustrating yesterday, and obviously we were on for 11 hours, so a bit of frustration was kicking in for myself. That formations and tactics had constantly kept changing in game. I've tried to sort this out overnight and into the morning. I believe, touch wood, we've got a fix for it, and I'm hoping that tactics don't change up. I think I've found a way to be able to sort it. So let's hope that, as I said, touch wood, that's sorted out, and then we can just get into games and get on with things a lot more easier than we have been over the last day, because of course yesterday you'll have seen multiple times we had to sit there and change tactics constantly, and as much, of course, it's good to get the tactics exactly how everybody wants them to be, it's also frustrating when you've sat there for God knows how much time constantly changing tactics, so which it has to be done, but I think we've sorted it now, so we should be all good in that respect. But as we said before, we did have the round of 32 yesterday, and if you missed it, where were you? There were some incredible games. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the round of 32 results, just to give you a quick breakdown of everything that you might have missed over the last 11 hours of streaming yesterday. As you can see, Atalanta, they opened up the afternoon's action yesterday with a 4-2 win over FC Basel. Brilliant extra time win from Adam's soft side to beat David Teague in the first match of the competition. Real Madrid with a 4-3 win over FC Porto. That game went to golden goal, and eventually it was Karim Benzema who got the win in the end. It was brilliant indeed. Spartak Moscow with one of the brilliant games of the tournament. 3-2 against Kieran TV's Ajax. It was a fantastic match to watch. And Spartak Moscow, one of the Russian sides, through to the next round. Alongside, of course, Chelsea with a 2-0 win over Besiktas. Good win for them in the end there. Paul Barry's side not too convincing. Talking about convincing, how about Mr. Kieran Lawler's side? A 4-1 win against Sevilla, and that's Daz Reynolds' team. Absolutely dispatched them in the first leg. It was a brilliant first leg to watch. Of course, he beat Sevilla 4-1. Inter Milan, just like that Chelsea game, wasn't the most amazing game to watch in the world, but a 2-0 win over Olympiacos, and Simon Bullock is certainly good enough for Kurt, Man United fan. And then we had a passionate derby in the chat. Louis Champagnon took on Nathan Hale. PSG coming out on top, only just with a 2-1 victory on aggregate over Club Brugge. And then, of course, a very convincing one. Manchester United 6, Marseille 2. Jordan Brennan with arguably one of the best results of the tournament so far. And then we go into our evening fixtures. And what a bunch of evening fixtures we had. We had Lokomotiv Moscow with arguably the result of the tournament. A 3-1 win over Barcelona. Not good at all. I've just realised it says Mason Baker's name. Ignore that. I've just put it as Mason Baker. Winvow, of course, was the Barca manager there. RB Leipzig with a 3-0 win over FC Midtjylland. Good result there for Leipzig against Benaldo's side. What a game this was last night. The last match of the round of 32. It was a 7-goal thriller between Bayern Munich and Gladbach. Dylan Cleaver and Jude Harrison really giving us a fantastic match to end last night's proceedings. And then even before that, we had a brilliant game indeed. Dortmund with a 2-3 loss to Juventus. Chris Welch's side going through to the next round. They play first. And I realised, I forgot to put your name on WinVow. So technically, it wasn't you. You didn't get that result for them. But let's have a look at the other games that went on as well. Red Bull Salzburg with a 3-1 win over Liam Locke's Dynamo Kiev. Reece Allen absolutely delighted with that result. And he got a very good tie as well for the next round, which we'll talk about in just a moment's time. Stade Rennes in a massive derby fixture, the Sports Corner derby, that ended 4-2 to Will P. Good result for Will there. Manchester City with a 3-1 win over Istanbul Basaksehir. Fantastic result that was for Manchester City. It wasn't the most convincing of results, and it was a very controversial game because of a mistake that I made. But yeah, either way, Manchester City went through there. And then Shakhtar Donetsk, arguably again, one of the results of the tournament so far. A 2-1 win over Atletico Madrid. Luke Hembro out of the tournament. Let me just turn that off for a second. I do this every single time we do the streams. I always forget to turn it off. But that is the round of 32 results. We'll talk about the round of 16 games we've got coming up in just a moment's time. But I want to just quickly see what you guys are up to in the chat. Kyle's in the building. He's put, hey all, how are you? I'm very good indeed. Thank you very much, Kyle. Good luck to everyone participating this afternoon. Good luck indeed to everyone. Jordan says he's back in the building from McDonald's with a bacon roll and a hot chocolate. What a way to start off your day. How are you doing, Jordan? Hope you're good indeed. As Winvow, of course, is in the building as well. Just had toast with strawberry jelly. Sounds very, very nice indeed, Winvow. Hopefully, you're all good today. So, as I said before, if you missed it last night, we did do the round of 16 draw right at the very end of proceedings last night. It was around about, I think, nearly 1 o'clock in the morning when we sat there doing the draw, but we got there in the end. We got it done. We had a few issues, but we actually got it done. So, as you can see on your screen right now, in a moment's time, you'll actually be able to see the a little bit later on across this afternoon and also this evening. I think there's some brilliant, brilliant fixtures across the board. And we'll start off, of course, with this afternoon's fixtures. And we begin with a brilliant game between Shakhtar Donetsk and Juventus, of course. Kyle getting through in quite, convincing fashion. It was a tough game for him, but he got there in the end and he got a big win over Atletico Madrid. He comes up against Chris Welch's side, which is going to be a very, very good game to watch indeed. That one coming up a little bit later on in about 5 or so minutes' time. Red Bull Salzburg, what a win for them in their game against Dynamo Kiev. Rees Allen comes up against Lokomotiv Moscow. 2 of the underdogs in this competition have a great chance of going through to the quarter-finals. Question is, who's going to make it? We'll have to find out a little bit later on this afternoon. Game number 3 of the afternoon sees a Sports Corner derby. It's Rowan O'Connell's Real Madrid taking on Adam Soft's Atalanta. That's going to be a thrilling, thrilling game to watch if I say so myself. And then the final game of the afternoon, I think he will be there, fingers crossed, by the time he's finished work. Will Peat and his Liverpool side. Of course, we saw yesterday Natty Phillips scoring a goal from striker. He's coming up against Spartak Moscow, another one of the Russian sides that have surprised in this competition. Lee Laffen doing very well indeed so far. Don't forget as well, we've got more fixtures coming up this evening. These are the games taking place tonight, and we've got an absolute barnstormer of an evening session to come up. Look at this. We'll be starting off with an all Premier League clash. That's Chelsea and Mohamed Kader's side taking on Manchester United. That's Jordan Brennan. What a game that is going to be to start off the evenings of proceedings. We've got Inter Milan, and that's Kurt Man United fan, up against RB Leipzig. Both of those teams going through in quite convincing fashion yesterday. Is it going to be the same as it was in the round of 32? We will have to find out a little bit later on this evening. Manchester City up against Paris Saint-Germain. That is a real mouth-watering clash between Nathan Hale and G6. And then Bayern Munich taking on Lazio in the last game of the night. Dylan was last yesterday. He's last again, unfortunately, for him. But hopefully, we will be able to see his game a little bit later on this evening. He comes up against Kieran Lawler's Lazio side. Both teams coming through in, I'd say maybe not Bayern Munich, but in quite convincing fashion. 4 goals for Bayern Munich, 4 goals for Lazio. That game's coming up a little bit later on this evening. So, without further ado, we've got our first game coming up of the afternoon, and this should be a brilliant, brilliant match to watch indeed. It is, of course, Shakhtar Donetsk coming up against Piemonte Calcio, that are technically called Juventus. Now, as I said before, I think I fixed it. As you can see, there's the lineup. That's exactly what Kyle asked for, and I'll just obviously make sure that it is the team he asked for. But I'm hoping, touch wood, when we go in game, the Piemonte Calcio side is spot on as well. Now, as we are getting to the latter stages of the competition, we will up to the time of the matches. So we go from 4-minute matches to 5-minute matches now. So there's an extra minute of in-game, well, not in-game time, a minute of real-life time that will be added into the games. That allows more opportunities for teams to attack, defend, whatever they want to do these days. But before we start, and before we get on with this game, let me just first of all make sure that the side for Mr. Chris Welch is all set up immaculately to how he wants it to. But KD's in the building. How you doing, buddies? But come on, Lokomotiv. Your game's coming up in a little moment's time. But yes! He's got it as a 5-3-2. I'm not going to get too excited because we'll have to see later on, of course, if the teams have stuck together. But that is Chris's team. That's exactly what he asked for. And it means we can actually get on with the game with no hassle or issues, fingers crossed. John has asked, shall I send my team and formation now? Yes. If you are looking to change your tactics, formations, vice versa, then do send them in, whether you're playing this afternoon or this evening, and I will get them sorted out for you. But without further ado, our first game of the afternoon is Shakhtar taking on Juventus. Put your score predictions in the chat, boys and girls, of course. Because, look, at the end of the day, we have to say, credit has to go to Kyle Middleton for how he organised his side in the last round of the competition against Atletico Madrid. Is honestly very, very commendable. And as I said, credit has to go for him for the way that he was able to tactically tweak his system when he needed to, especially when he was under pressure against Atletico Madrid. And again, he's coming up against a very similar formation that he played against last time. Played a 5 at the back Atletico Madrid in their game. And of course, you've just saw on the screen a moment ago, we've got the Juventus team playing a 5 at the back as well. But we do get underway with this fixture. And we are off with the first game of the afternoon as Shakhtar Donetsk take on Juventus. That's Chris Welch against Kyle Middleton. Very best of luck to both of you. I know obviously Kyle is in the building. Chris probably isn't right now, but hopefully he'll be able to get in before the match finishes. And look, for me, I have to say this is going to be a tight one. Maybe I'm horribly wrong. Maybe it turns an absolute rout, but for me this is going to be a tricky game for both teams, as Alexandro is flagged as offside for the first real wave of attacks in this game for the away team. And I think Juventus looked very good against Dortmund. The tactics, I think it was James who was the Dortmund manager, had a lot of tactics on the board, and he was tweaking constantly, and I do commend it. I called him the Tinkerman last night for the way his systems changed constantly when he went attacking and defensive. I think he's one of the only managers to actually have 4 different formations with his system. But Tubbs is in the building. You haven't missed anything so far, Tubbs, my friend. We've just kicked off with the first game of the afternoon, and as you can see, it's Kyle against Piemonte Calcio Juventus with Chris Welch. Tubbs has asked how much sleep did I get. I got about 6-7 hours, I think, in the end. I got into bed for a bit, couldn't sleep for a little bit, and then eventually got some rest, so very good indeed. Feeling refreshed for today. And the thing is as well, because we've got less matches, we shouldn't be here for 5 hours. I hope, touch wood, that we don't have to do that. But this is the first game of the evening, Tubbs. You've joined at the perfect time, and it's going to be Juventus in this first kind of 10 minutes that really starts on the front foot. Here's Rabiot. He's going to loft it long towards Weston McKennie. Now into the path of Dybala. And that's a brilliant save from Piatov. Really, really good save from the Ukrainian goalkeeper. And as I said, if we've got the tactics all set up to how we want them to, as we say, we've gone to this first game and it's looking all right, then we should get through this probably before maybe 3 o'clock this afternoon. But brilliant save there from Piatov. And Juventus, in this first 10 minutes, really piling on the pressure early on. Corner's going to be taken short to Dybala. Now to Weston McKennie, who scored in that first leg of the game against Dortmund. Dybala at the edge of the box. Plays it into Adrien Rabiot, and well, the touch was not the greatest from the Frenchman, and Piatov is able to just hoof the ball away from his goal, and it's really, really good work there from Piatov. Being tested quite often in these first few minutes of the match, and here comes Alexandro, who is onside, and it's a chance again for Juventus to push forward. He's going to cut in, lays it to Rabiot. What can the Frenchman do here? Finds himself kind of bullied into the bottom left-hand corner of the pitch. Sandro, now into Ronaldo. Lovely football this from Piemonte Calcio. Here's Sandro. Back to Ronaldo. Into McKennie. Lots of space, lots of time, and a brilliant goal from Juventus. What a start to the match. And Juve, who thoroughly deserved the lead after 20 minutes, get the first goal of the match. And it's Arthur, the Brazilian, who bags the first goal of this round of 16 clash and gets us off on the front foot, as we have a whole host of fixtures still to come this afternoon. And it's a great finish in the end. I mean, look, I've got to say Piatov has to do better. There's some awful goalkeeping animations. I don't know what's going on with the game right now, but I think he's got to do better there. When you actually look at the replay, he kind of stands on the spot. And we've seen that often, I think, in this competition so far. A lot of goalkeepers don't really tend to dive much. It's very strange indeed. I'm going to actually have a check with the settings and stuff and see what's going on there, because goalkeepers are a little bit strange, isn't it? You'd expect a few more saves to be going about, but a lot of goalkeepers seem to be doing lazy. But so far, Chris Welch in the lead, 1-0 on the night or the afternoon. Technically, the UCL nights, you always want them under the floodlights, don't you? You never want a UCL game under the sun. It's better with Champions League night. As Tyson comes forward here. Obviously, Shakhtar now, for the first time, are finding themselves in a position where they're down. And they're going to have to come back in the match. Here's Tete, playing that 4-1-2-1-2 system we saw at the start. Tete and Mariah up top. Kind of the, I say little and large, it isn't really little and large. It's a poacher and a very pacey player linking up together, and I think it could work. But they do need to get something fairly soon. Here's his melee. Now into Manor Solomon. We've seen Israelis even, do better in these simulation competitions. I don't know what it is, but the Israelis love simulation competitions. As Chris is in the building, and he'll be absolutely buzzing with that. He's started 1-0 up after 20 minutes. Artur with the goal. And I hope you're good, Chris. Hope you've had a good morning so far, and very best of luck for Carlisle today, as I know they're playing at some point, I think, if I'm correct. Got League 1 and League 2 football. Even though it is an international break, it's always the positive being in League 1 and League 2. Football never stops. Here's Junior Marash. We hit the ball onto Manor Solomon. Tries to flick it back to Marash again. And tell you what, it's a good idea, but it doesn't come off in the end. And now, Juventus will look to break. Look at all that space for Cuadrado to run into. He's going to keep going, and I don't blame him. He'll go all the way across the length of the pitch. Flicks the ball into the box. Towards the path of Ronaldo. Good defending from Krychev, who's coming today. We had Bondar in that first match. He was substituted out fairly quickly, and Krychev is the man that Kyle Middleton definitely trusts in his team. And very, very nearly there, he had a chance with Ronaldo to maybe make it 2-0 for Juventus. But here comes Shakhtar now. June Marash. Long ball to Tyson. Goalkeeper comes for it, but Tyson gets there quicker. What can the Brazilian do here? Plays it towards his Brazilian teammate Dodo, who finds himself in a really tricky situation. And good defending from Chiellini. The Shakhtar have got it back here. Here's Stepanenko. Plays it into Marash, who's inside the box. Now to Tyson. Some really good football here from Shakhtar. Back to Marash. There's nobody there, though, to play the ball to. So Tyson's going to take it. He's going to keep running here. Plays it towards Marlos. And you can see there's just no real runners right now trying to come to the ball. And Chiellini is able to hoof the ball away. And now there might be a chance here for Juventus to counter-attack. As Jordan said, he sent his team on Twitter. Thank you very much, Jordan. I will have a look at that later this afternoon when the stream is finished, and I will get that sorted out for you for your match tonight. But here is Delict, as we have, maybe a few seconds left of the first half with the additional time. And the referee, he'll blow the whistle. Well, 1-0 to Juventus in the first 20 minutes of the match. It was Artur who got the goal to start this round of 16 affair in brilliant style. And look, I've got to say, it's a very, very good finish in the end from the Brazilian midfielder. Maybe a few questions of whether the goalkeeper could do better or not. But I have to say, it's a well-deserved lead. As you can see with the stats, 2 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal, 40% possession. I think Shakhtar have got a little bit of work to do here. I don't know whether there's going to be any changes or not for the managers. I will just continue on with the match, and if they do want to make the changes, then I will, of course, make them as the game continues on. But we're back underway here with the second half. 1-0 as it currently stands, and we've always said in these fixtures, you want to get that away goal, and you know, you find yourself in a much more comfortable position, I feel. As Kyle says he wants to change his formation. He wants to go for a 3-4-3. Of course you can, my friend. Let's get that sorted out for you and see whether maybe this will help you out with the quiet start, I think you have to say, to this match. You've got a 3-4-3 flat. We'll go for that one rather than the diamond, because the diamond looks really weird, doesn't it, if we're being honest. So we'll have the team like that. I mean, you're going to have Dodo playing as a centre-back. So I don't know whether you want to change anything up here with the tactics and stuff, and I'll let you do that as Reese Allen is in the building. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're all good. I think I might have sorted the issue out. I set up your team this morning, and then it decided to reset it again. So I've redone it again. Let's hope for the third time it's third time lucky rather than Third time that I'm going to have to change it, and it'd be a fourth one again. Very frustrating indeed. But I think I might have sorted the issue out. What I have done as well is the squads have updated again, which therefore means some of you are going to be missing players. For example, Reese, you haven't got Szoboszlai anymore, which is a bit of a shame for you, but you do have Bernardo, so I guess it swings and roundabouts, isn't it, really? Same with Lokomotiv Moscow. You've got Pablo now at the back again. So players keep popping in and out, as I'm pretty sure, we'll just see what Kyle does. He's obviously having a think here of what to do with the system. Very attacking when you look at it. You know, you've got Ismaili and Tete there on the wings. You've got Solomon and Tyson. One of these players is going to be playing out of position, as he's told me to bring Kochalava on for Dodo, which we will do indeed. There we go. And of course, if you want any more players moving about in the system, I will do that for you when you put it in the chat. But let's get back underway with the game. Of course, just getting into the second half here. Change of system for Shakhtar, which I like. And fair play. It's a very interesting tactic, this one. 3-4-3. First time I've actually seen anybody play that in the tournament so far. We've had a few free at the back formations here and there, as the referee is going to give a free kick. I don't know what for, because I was looking at the chat, but I'm going to take a guess for handball probably. But yeah, I think there's been a few interesting systems. We've had a lot of 5 at the backs, as you can see with Juve playing that 5 at the back today. We've got 3 at the back as well, which has been really interesting to watch how that goes down as Dodo comes off the pitch and Kochalava comes on. So there's the change for Shakhtar. And with 40 minutes left on the clock, can Shakhtar get themselves a goal? They're going to have to defend first because Bonucci's put a ball towards Rabiot and the Frenchman does get a good connection on the ball, but it'll go straight into the hands of Piatov, who has had a pretty good game, I've got to say so far. Has Ramsas, has he played yet? No, you haven't. We've only just got started with the first match. 12 o'clock was the start of the afternoon session. So we'll probably see your game, Rowan. I would probably say around about 1:15. I think because if the tactics thing is sorted out, it'll probably be a little bit earlier. But here's Stepanenko trying to come forward. Good defending from the back there from, I think it was Delict, who was the middle kind of player in the back 5 of the 3 centre-backs. Long ball towards Ronaldo, who's going to be onside. Tries to take it down and play it into, I think it was Rabiot making the run forward there. But ball's going to go out of play for a throw-in. And then we'll see a change here for Juventus as Weston McKennie comes off and Aaron Ramsey comes on. Of course, AI making changes, which is a real shame, but I don't think Chris will mind that change at all. Reza says whoever wins our tie takes the trophy, in my opinion. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Your game is next, guys. Here comes Dybala, though. Lovely first touch from the Argentinian. Plays it back to Ronaldo, who has certainly been a little bit more livelier in this game. Scored in the last match, in what was pretty much the very last second of the game. He didn't do anything, I think, over the space of the 2 legs. And then, well, it was the last kick, wasn't it? Got the goal from the volley. Rowan said he'll send his team squad. Have it as the 2 legs. I don't need to change the team. Perfect. Big dubs, Rowan. Cheers, lad. I will get that sorted out for you in a little bit. But here comes the corner for Juventus. Half an hour left on the clock. It's going to be Dybala. He's actually going to opt to hit this long. Gets it towards Ronaldo, who does get a header on the ball, but the header is high and wide. And I've got to say, Juve looking much better the teams, although apparently he's gone out for a corner again. Dybala's going to whip it in. Comes towards Bonucci once again, just like Ronaldo. Got a really good header on the ball, but it was just too high in the end. And you can see there, never really dipping down towards the goal, as we have about 27 minutes left on the clock. As we said before, I was saying earlier, before we started this match, the actual in-game time has increased. As we continue on with the tournament, the time of the games will increase. So we've gone from 4-minute matches to 5-minute matches. So not necessarily the biggest of improvements time-wise, but you do get an extra in real-life minute of action to hope if your side can maybe get an extra goal in the game or hold on. There's always going to be swings and roundabouts, isn't there, with extra time. As Ronaldo comes forward here, going to play the ball to Alexandro. Into Rabiot. Some good football here from Juve. Looked really organised in this game so far, I've got to say. Chris has gotten them set up very, very well indeed. As Reese has asked, is this the first leg? It is indeed. First leg of this match, so we have got another leg to come very shortly. Here's Alexandro. You can see, not really wanting to give the ball away there, was he, if I'm being honest with you. But he's going to go along towards Ronaldo on the right wing. Good touch for the Portuguese winger / forward. And he finds himself in a situation where there's no one really to play the ball to. I mean, Tubbs says the final game should be in real time, Josh. Rowan said the same thing to me. He wanted to have it as a full 90-minute match, but imagine the scoreline. It'd be like 27-26. Probably more, to be fair. Here's Ramsey, though. Going to play it to Arthur, the goal scorer. Really good finish, I have to say, from Arthur. Now Ramsey. Into Rabiot. Now towards Ronaldo, who lets fly. And, well, it was a speculative effort, I have to say. Rowan sent his team in. Thank you very much, Rowan. Greatly appreciated. And just in the end there, I've got to say, Shakhtar not doing too bad on defending, as apparently that's gone out for a corner. I don't think there was really a deflection on that, but we're going to have another change here for Shakhtar. Konoplyanka's coming on for Tete. Now, of course, Konoplyanka actually scored in that last match against Atletico Madrid. Brilliant, brilliant to see. Will he be able to score again? We'll have to find out as Arto whips the ball into the box. Tries to get it towards Ronaldo, who was there at the near post. It'll now go out to Aaron Ramsey at the edge of the box. He's not going to hit it, because they never tend to do. We've had one screamer in the tournament, which was Lazari. And then we nearly had Bastos score a screamer as well. But apart from that, we've not had many long-range efforts. Unless it's a free kick, as Bonucci looks to drive forward. Lee laughing, I have all my tactics sent in. Perfect. Big Dubs Lee. Very best of luck for your game later on this afternoon. Last match of the afternoon. It's going to be, I think, is it going to be Liverpool? Yeah, Liverpool will Pete. That one's probably around about 3 o'clock, I'd say. Half 2, 3. As Arter comes forward. Here's Koch-Lava. Now into Marlos. I mean, Katie says Josh's voice would be fucked. It probably will be by the end of this tournament. I'm surprised I've not come up this morning with a really croaky voice. Here's Arter. I mean, after 11 hours of talking, you'd have expected my voice to be half gone. As Shakhtar look to play the ball long, he's not going to come towards Marash, and with 4 minutes left on the clock here, there might be one more chance for Juve to come forward. They scored in the very last kick of the match in the previous game. Of course, this isn't going to be the last kick because we're not into the 90th minute yet, but looking to drive forward for it. Reach the 90-minute match, both teams all out attack. Now, that would be fun. That would be fun. I'd be down for that. Maybe not the other managers. I think they just want to get the tournament done and dusted. But Koch-Lava's going to hit the ball long. No one's there. And I think Juve just going to be able to come out here with a 1-0 win. Probably not the most amazing result. They're saying that. They've got a chance here to make it too. Quadrado inside the box. What's he going to do here? Tries to go around his man. And in the end, Piatov will get the ball. And that will be that. 1-0 win for Juventus in the first leg. I've got to say, fair play to Juve there, and a really good credit to Kyle Middleton and how his Shakhtar side was organised. I thought they played very well there, Shakhtar. Didn't really have many chances in the match, which will be the only little disappointment for Kyle. The fact that his team didn't really do much in the game attacking-wise. But look, a 1-0 lead for Juve is not a massive lead at all. And at the end of the day, if you get that one goal in the away leg, then you might be taking this game to golden goal, but we'll have to see as we get ready to set up the second leg. Now, this is the crucial aspect, right? What it tended to be is it reset going into the second leg tactics. Now, I pray here, for the love of God, that when we look at Shakhtar's team, when we look at Chris's team, actually, because he's the home side, isn't he? That the systems haven't changed, or else we're going to be having a very long stream again. And Kyle wants to go for the 4-2-4. Of course you can. Well, what I'll do here is I will put myself as the away side, and I'll get your team sorted, because I think Chris is pretty happy with his side. He says he needs to finish the job in the second leg, which I completely agree with him. I feel like 1-0 is not a safe enough lead in the match, especially against Shakhtar, where they're going 4-2-4. That's what we love to see. Right, so Shakhtar Donetsk, and then we get Italy as well, which is Piemonte Calcio. For the love of God, EA, please show me the 4-1-2-1-2 system. Bang. Get in. Finally. I think that the way I might have to do it is that I put myself as one of the managers at the start, and I think that might sort out the issue. So we don't have to sort out any of the tactics majorly now. Get in, finally. Took us a while to get there in the end. So Carl's going to go 4-2-4. You tell me, my friend, how you want to set this system up. and I will get it sorted for you. Chris, if you want to make any changes as well, I highly doubt it. I think you'll be quite happy with what you've got. Then we'll go into the game, and we'll get ourselves sorted out. But 4-2-4 here for Shakhtar Donetsk. Of course, they've got to go for it, and credit to Kyle here for really taking a gamble, because there is going to be a lot of space in the midfield to exploit for Juventus and the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, vice versa. Change the kit pants are clashing. Are they? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's only the pants. At the end of the day, you can see the kits are completely different anyway, so it doesn't really matter if the shorts are the same colour. But no changes for Chris, which is a big dub indeed. As I'm going to see what Kyle does here with his 4-2-4. Because if he's going to kind of keep the same players on the pitch, one of them is going to have to play as a midfielder, which I'm very excited to see how that goes down. So we'll give Kyle a second here. Don't forget, we've got more games coming up a little bit later on this afternoon. If you missed the draw yesterday, very quickly while Kyle sorts out his team, we've got some big clashes coming up later tonight. Chelsea, Man United, Inter Milan, Leipzig, Man City, PSG, and Bayern Munich, Lazio are the 4 fixtures from 7 p.m. But coming up right after this game is Red Bull Salzburg against Lokomotiv Moscow. That's going to be a brilliant match. 2 of the underdogs going for it in the match. Right, Kyle said, bring on Konoplyanka for Stepanenko. He's going for it. We love to see it. Look at this attacking system that he's got going on. So playing left wing. Solomon will go right wing. Tete for Tyson. Tyson behind Marlos. So we've got Konoplyanka playing as the left wing. We've got Solomon on the right. Tete will go where Tyson was. I'm guessing like that. And then Tyson behind Marlos. So would you kind of like it like this? It's not really a CDM, is it? But let's pretend he's playing this. Would you kind of like it like that? So you've got the 4 up top. And then you've got one of the attackers kind of playing like a DM. And then you've got obviously Marlos as a cam. If that's what works for you, I will set that up for you now, Kyle. But I'll just leave it like that for the second. Tyson behind Marlos. So yeah, perfect. I will get that sorted out for you. So he does want it pretty much in that system. I've clicked the wrong player. Let me get that sorted. Put your score predictions in the chat for this leg. What are you guys feeling? This is the system that Kyle's going to go for. Sorry, Josh. No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. I'm guessing that's how you want it. Like, you've got the two technically midfielders to a certain extent. One of them playing as a CDM role, but let's be honest, he's going to push up the pitch. And you've got Tyson behind Marlos, like that. Or you could have it as the 2 attackers, and you could have Marlos on the left, where just underneath Tete, and then Tyson on the right, just underneath Mariash. And you can kind of have them as 2 cams, I'm pretty sure. So it'd just be stupidly attacking. Stupidly attacking. But let's see what Kyle does. Big game this, as Rowan said. Massive opportunity for Shakhtar Donetsk. Massive opportunity as well for Chris Welch's side. But let's see what goes on here. Big moment. As we just sort out this team like that. Let's go for it. Perfect. Big dubs there. Very best of luck to you. 5-minute matches again. As we get underway with the second half. Let's go for it. Would you like to go attacking? Well, actually, I'd say would you like to go attacking? Your team pretty much is attacking. But if you want... No. What I need to do in game very quickly, I've just realised, is change the system. 2 seconds. Because what it'll do is it will reset itself in match. So give me 2 seconds here and I will just sort that out. I forgot about that. Or else when you go attacking, it will just reset the system again. As you can see now. It will just put it as a 4-1-2-1-2. So let me just sort this out. And then we'll get underway while you guys put in your score predictions in the chat. There we go. Put that there. That's perfect. Pretty sure. Yep. And then we've got the ultra attacking as well, which would be 4-2-4. And then we'll put, of course, Tyson as the CDM. Marlos as the cam. And then, of course, if you're going defensive, and he'd do the same again. And that should be alright. Where is 4-2-4? We'll get there in the end. When's Lokomotiv Moscow playing? Next, Tubbs. That's the next match of the afternoon. Once this second leg of this fixture's done, we'll be going straight into that match pretty much. But very best of luck as we get ourselves underway with the second leg of this match. 1-0 as it currently stands. Reese says 4-2 on aggregate. Carl's taking this game home. Fair play. Can't wait to see if that happens. Big lots of goals if so. And let's not mess about. Let's get underway with the game. Piemonte Calcio, that's Chris Welch against Shakhtar and Kyle. And you can see the system that Kyle's gone for in this game. Quite an interesting choice. Really attacking. But will it pay off in game? Or will it allow Juventus the space to maybe open up this Shakhtar defence and get a few more goals in the match and really seal the deal? We'll have to find out. But here's Moraes on the ball. Going to play it to Tete. I mean, an early goal here would really make this tie very interesting. Here's Tyson playing as a CDM, but I don't think he'll be playing much of the match as a holding midfielder. Here's Marlos. Now into Tyson. Good start here from Shakhtar, holding the ball very well. Moraes back to Tyson again. Look at the numbers forward. Lots of opportunities and people to pick out. But Marlos will play it into Tete. And Tete has put it in. What a tactical masterclass from Mr. Kyle Middleton, who gets Shakhtar the away goal within, 7 minutes of the match starting? Perfect start for Shakhtar Donetsk, who just open up the 5 at the back. And look at that run from Tete. It was a brilliant run from him in the end. And just like that, it's 1-1 in the match, and Shakhtar Donetsk get themselves off on the front foot. Brilliant there from Shakhtar. Didn't take them long at all, did it? What's that? 8 minutes on the clock for Tete to get that first goal of the leg. As Chris has said, go attacking, which is what we'll do now. So Piemonte Calcio, of course, now this game would be going into extra time. Because of the golden goal, even it would be purely because of the goal there. Both teams now scoring away goals means that the Juve manager is going to go attacking against this all-out attack Shakhtar side. And as I said, look, it's a very innovative tactic that Kyle is using here with the 4 up top and, well, technically it's 1 in midfield, isn't it? Really, as Chris has got to go for it now. And Kyle, he celebrates because he might be about to knock out another big side in this competition, depending on what happens here. But lots of time left in this match. We're only 11 minutes in, as both teams are pretty much attacking in this match. And we saw yesterday the Bayern Munich game, which ended 4-3. I'm going to stop for a second, though, because Arthur is going to bomb forward, plays the ball into Quadrado, who's onside. Could flick a ball into the box, but, well, the AI never does. And Quadrado eventually falls over and gives the ball away. And now there's a chance for Tete to drive forward. And you can see the Shakhtar team, lots of numbers trying to come up the pitch. It's hoof long. What a ball that is to Konoplyanka. But it's just a little bit too heavy in the end. And it will go out of play for a goal kick. But what a brilliant start to the match. As I was saying before, the Bayern Munich game we saw yesterday, both managers went pretty much all-out attack in that match. It ended 4-3. Brilliant game to watch for the neutral. And maybe we might have shades of that performance. But this Shakhtar team just don't seem to want to back down, as a long ball is hoofed towards Quadrado. Lots of space in the midfield here, maybe to play the ball to Dybala, who will look to drive forward. Dybala goes on his own, and that is brilliant. What a finish from Dybala. And just like that, Shakhtar Donetsk find themselves in a position where if they score, they would go through to the next round. But they need a goal as Juve take the lead. It's 2-1, and well, look at the space there for Dybala, and that's what you are going to get, in situations like this where numbers are being pushed forward. It is an outstanding finish from Dybala. Probably one of the better goals we've had of the tournament in terms of the effort taken on. But Dybala, look at him. He runs to the screen. It's quite scary, to be honest with you. And he gets the goal as Juve take the lead back. 20 minutes on the clock. I think we're on for a barnstormer of a match, if I say so myself. As I said yesterday, hold on to your hats, grab the popcorn. Or, well, I was about to say Sunikari, but it's Saturday, isn't it, today? sit back, relax, because I think we've got an absolutely brilliant game. Here's his melee, tries to hoof the ball long, and in the end it goes out of play for a throw-in for Shakhtar Donetsk. But what a finish from Chris's forward Dybala, who, as I said, has been linked with a move away in real life from Piemonte Calcio, but I think he's going to be staying for a little bit longer in Chris's side with that brilliant finish. I mean, Reese, not quite an over free kick, but it's nice. Let's hope that, for once, it's actually kept the tactics that you've got, Reese, or else I'm going to be crying in about 20 minutes. Here's Tete, driving forward. Could take on a long-range effort of his own. He's not. Plays it towards Moraes. He's got time, but he just doesn't use the space well enough. But he's got the ball back, and for a second there, I thought we were going to see another Piemonte Calcio mistake. And if you remember yesterday, if you're watching, we nearly had the most comedic goal I think we've probably ever seen, where Szczesny, I think, nearly whacked it onto one of the opposition players' heads and nearly went in the goal. Wouldn't have said it was as funny as that one, but you can see the defensive frailties from this Juve side. As Artur comes forward, plays the ball to Rabiot. Lovely ball towards Ronaldo, who takes a fantastic touch. Good save, but the keeper's giving it back to Juve, and it's a 3-1 lead on the night. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo with what would technically be a pre-assist, and Dybala with another goal to his name, and that is now 3-1 to Juve. And look at that. As I said, it was Ronaldo with the shot, and it's Piatto. It's a case of, I think, two of the Shakhtar centre-backs just bundled next to the keeper. He can't quite grab the ball, and, well, in the end, it's a simple finish for Paulo Dybala. It's 3-1 now, and, well, quite some work to do, isn't it, for Kyle Middleton and his Shakhtar side. It's poor keeping, and for all the credit we were giving Piatov in the first leg, he's giving away an absolute howler. So 2-1 on the night now for Juve. Much better from Chris Welch's side as they look to come forward again here. Here's McKennie into Rabiot, and I still think this game isn't done and dusted yet, I'm not going to lie. As Artur drives forward, now into Rabiot, plays it to Dybala, who's on for the match ball. Could be the first hat-trick of the tournament. Here's Rabiot, now to Dybala, flick towards Ronaldo, takes the touch and very nearly puts that towards goal, had there not been a block from Kochalava. And it was actually Weston McKennie in the end. I thought it was Ronaldo. It came up on the indicator saying it was Ronaldo. It was Weston McKennie, and going to be a corner here for Juve. If they make it 3-1, surely it's game over. Lob towards Ronaldo, headed away. Moraes doesn't get the ball. Good header, I think it was there from Bonucci, who looks to drive his team forward now. Here's Rabiot, and the ball is given away into Tyson. Now Marlos. A goal here for Shakhtar would be massive with the complexion of the tie. They need 2 to go through. Here's Tete into Moraes. Lovely ball towards Tyson, and it's a good save from Szczesny. Brilliant save, and that could be the difference maker in this match. I mean, had that have gone in, it could have been quite a different situation with how both managers would have pretty much seen out the rest of the 45 minutes. But we've got a minute of additional time. Juve have been quite dominant in the last 10 or 15 minutes, but that one chance there for Shakhtar will be a chance that they will rue as the referee blows the whistle for half-time. It's 3-1 on aggregate, as Kyle has just told me to change the formation for the second half to a 3-4-3. But what a save it was from Szczesny there. Real good opportunity to, well, make this tie a completely different game overall, with how, probably, as I said, both managers would have panned out. But let's change the formation up. It's going to be a 3-4-3 for the second half. Let's find it. It's going to be the 3-4-3 flat once again. And I would assume here, with what you want to do, is the same as last time. I'm guessing you'd want to play Kochalava instead of Dodo, if I am correct. We'll see, of course, what Mr. Kyle Middleton wants to do, but big second half needed from Chris's side. They're 3-1 up on the night. Certainly looks like a good enough lead to maybe put them through to the next round, but in the end, there's going to be some nerves and some doubts maybe in the head of Chris. He's seen in the past, he was the manager of Spain at the Euro tournament. And he was knocked out by surprise. It was a surprise team, wasn't it? Israel, who knocked him out, as Kochalava will come in for Dodo. So there's the change of system for Shakhtar Donetsk as they look to push forward in this match, needing 2 goals minimum to take them through. We've got quite a few mods in here, Millie. We've got quite a few mods indeed. As Shakhtar made that one change, and change of system as well, that 3-4-3 we saw in the last match. Didn't really have many opportunities with it, but Carl will certainly be hoping, especially with this being a new game, that maybe the tactical tweak, like it did in the first few minutes of this match, comes to full effect in the second half. Here's Tyson. Gives the ball away, and Rabiot now will look to push forward. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now McKennie. Back to Ronaldo again. Reece saying, I love this sim tournament. I get so invested. It's great, isn't it? Honestly. As I said, I don't mind putting some money on the line when it gives me a full weekend of entertainment. Especially when you participate in it. You certainly do get invested in it. As we've seen throughout the tournament. There's been passion, there's been anger, there's been frustration. A little bit of everything in terms of all the emotions. As I think we've had another change in the match. It's going to be Aaron Ramsey coming on for Adrian Rabiot this time. So just the one change there for Juve. As Tubbs says, if I keep this Man United, I won't be a mod for long. Doesn't matter to me. It's KD it does, of course. There's Marlos. Looks to bring Shakhtar forward here. Into Moraes. Lovely ball towards Tyson. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, it's fantastic. And just like that, it's 3-2. Oh, that is sensational from Tyson. I mean, we've seen some quality goals in this tie, but that is brilliant. And just as Carl wants to make a change, I am just going to ask him whether he wants to or not now, because Tyson, first time effort, right into the top right-hand corner. There's no chance Szczesny's saving it. And that is a world-class finish. And as Dybala scoring screamers of his own, so is Shakhtar. Game on, 3-2. So Kyle's saying Tyson up front, replace Moraes with Stepanenko in the 60th minute. And I mean, obviously I'll give him a few minutes here, just to see if he wants to still make that decision. Because Tyson, with an absolute pile driver. Absolutely brilliant. As I will look to make that change in a second. I'm just going to wait for Cal to see whether he's actually going to change it or not. Obviously that was sent in before the goal had gone in, but here come Juve. One more goal, remember, for Shakhtar is enough to take them through. What a start to the afternoon, and he still wants the change, so I'll make the change now. Give me 2 seconds as I sort out my notes as well, as I keep a tally of all the scores in this clash, and we'll make that change for Kyle there. And I mean, Tubbs saying goal of the Tory potential. I think it is. It was a brilliant finish. So Tyson will go up front, and Moraes will be replaced with Stepanenko. There we go. I mean, Reece saying the Ulmer free kick is up there. Just you wait till Ulmer bags one today. If he does, of course. He'll hit one for about 40 yards out. But the quality of goals this afternoon has been right up there in this first game. As Juve look to come forward, if they can get one more in this match with, half an hour left of the game, then I think it would probably kill the tie off a little bit. But Shakhtar, as we've said so many times before, do not back down. Here comes Moraes into Marlos. Going to be last chance here for Moraes to push his side up before he comes off the pitch. Here's Tyson into Marlos. He's going to move towards the right wing. Marlos gives the ball away, and that's a little bit sloppy in the end. Oh, the Shakhtar have got it back. Here's Tete. Now Kochalava. Here's Krychev, who looks to hoof the ball long to Moraes. Now it's Marlos. Moraes still going. He doesn't know what to do. It's into Marlos. Still going Marlos, but his shot is blocked in the end. And now Juve will come forward. Here's Weston McKennie on the left wing. Lots of space to move into. Now to Alexandro, who'll dink it to Aaron Ramsey, the substitute. Ronaldo, he really needs him to turn up in this game, that's for sure. But look at the space for Cuadrado. He's going to bomb forward. He's still going. And he's given the ball away. He's merely brilliant defending in the end as he looks to clear the ball out of play. And the substitution will be made. So Junior Moraes will be coming off the pitch. And Taras Stepanenko comes on as well. Lee Laffin saying better that you increase the time per round, more space for comebacks. Exactly. Of course, because we got so many games in the last round, it wasn't worth sitting there and having the games for too long, or else we would have been sat there for longer than the 11 hours. But as we have less and less games in the tournament, the games will just get longer to allow more time, as you said, for comebacks and such. And, well, it's definitely giving us a real good opportunity for much more drama. One of those games where you kind of don't want it to end, and at least it seems like there is much more time. It definitely does. It feels much longer, which I don't mind at all. I really don't mind, because it's been a brilliant game. Here's Ronaldo. There probably will be one game where I'm thinking, oh God, I wish I hadn't done it for this one, but this has been a standout clash as Dybala looks to maybe get another goal in this game. He's already got, I think, 2 in the match, I'm pretty sure, or 2 in the 2 legs overall. McKennie, now into Ramsey, takes on the shot, and that should be it. Aaron Ramsey might have just sent Chris Welch to the quarterfinals of the Champions League simulation tournament. And he's brilliant. And Chris will be absolutely fuming with the defending there. Look, well, not Chris, sorry. It'll be Kyle who'll be fuming with the defending. So much space to allow Aaron Ramsey the opportunity on goal. And that is a brilliant finish right into the bottom right-hand corner of the bed. And, well, it was a good chance there. And Piatov, once again, just doesn't move. He dives on the spot. It's strange. I don't know what's going on with that. But in the end, Aaron Ramsey might have just put Piemonte Calcio, or Juventus as they're properly known in real life, through to the next round. Millie's asked, basically live players managers. They are indeed. They are indeed, Millie. Makes it more fun when they can take charge of the teams and that. And well, Shakhtar now going to need 2 goals in the next 10 minutes to keep their dreams alive. And look, credit to Kyle for what has been a sensational tournament. He had 2 tricky fixtures. He beat Atletico Madrid in what was a fantastic match. He very nearly beat Juve, and he took them all the way. But in the end, unless he can get a goal in the next minute or 2, it looks like the Shakhtar fairy tale dream is going to be ending here at the hands of Chris Welch. Here's Mativenko. Needs to be that sense of urgency now from Shakhtar to get one more. As I said, look, if they get a goal now, it still puts it as an interesting game. Tyson goes for long-range effort, but it deflects into the path of Dybala, as he's going to have a post-game interview with Tubbs in a moment. And Juve have got 2 minutes to just hold on here now. Maybe even get another one and add insult to injury to the away team, but I don't think they will. Here's McKennie. Now Ramsey. Into Dybala. I think they will come forward. Artur plays the ball towards Ronaldo. And there it is. Cristiano Ronaldo yet again on the score sheet with the last kick of the match. And that just adds insult to injury for Shakhtar Donetsk. It's 5-2. And once again, the man had barely done anything all game long. And it's poor keeping again from Piatov. He's not had a good game at all. I mean, look at that. All he's got to do is dive to his side, and that would be a brilliant save. But it will be a win for Juve. And most of all, it will be a win for Chris Welch. 4-2 on the night. What a game of football this was to start off. A 7-goal thriller. But Shakhtar Donetsk will be going out with insult to injury, and that's that. I mean, as I said, Shakhtar's fairy tale dream ends here. Chris Welch and the Juve dream lives on. It was a 7-goal thriller in this tournament. But you've got to say, Piatov has really let his side down in this second leg. Paulo Dybala with 2 goals on the night. Brilliant finish from Tete, a brilliant finish from Tyson. And Shakhtar Donetsk leave the competition in the round of 16. And I tell you what, all credit has to go to both managers for what was a sensational game of football. And that is going to be the first match of the afternoon done and dusted. What a game of football it was. Well done, Kyle. Very best of luck for any of the future tournaments we do. And well done there for what was a very good performance with Shakhtar Donetsk. And most of all, congratulations to Chris, who's just put unlucky Kyle GG in the chat for what was a brilliant game. I think you have to say, Very bad goalkeeping from Piatev. I think the 2 goals that Shakhtar Donetsk got were brilliant finishes, you have to admit. But ultimately, in the end, for me, Piatov there just let his side down. And he should have done much better in the match. And maybe it would have been a very different game. But overall, that is the first game done of the afternoon. Don't forget, we've got another game coming up in a moment. You saw it on the screen a second ago. It is a clash of the Titans. Rees Allen taking on Kieran Dillon. Sports Corner derby, certainly is indeed. And most importantly, a battle of the 2 teams that probably never expected to make it as far as they have. Now have a chance to make it to the quarterfinals. Put your score predictions in the chat. I'm going to get this game set up. Make sure that the formations, fingers crossed, touch wood, are the same as I've put them in game. And then we'll get on with the match in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Well, we've got some fantastic news. I'm pretty sure the squads have saved. I think we might have solved the issue because, as you can see on the screen in a moment, and I just want to confirm, of course, with Rees to make sure that this is his team and what he wanted. Rees, give me confirmation in the chat. That, bang, is the team that you wanted. The 3-5-2 with Junozovic and Bernardo in that. I'm pretty sure that should have been all sorted now, and we can just get on with the games nice and easy. I mean, we've got still a few more matches coming up a little bit later on this afternoon. Don't forget, lots of action over the evening as well. Our next game after Salzburg Lokomotiv Moscow is going to be Real Madrid up against Atalanta. That's Rowan O'Connell against Adam Soff. And then Liverpool against Spartak Moscow. That's Will Peat up against Lee Laffin. That's coming up a little bit later on this afternoon. But just to make sure, I'm pretty sure that's your side all set up, isn't it, Rees? And I know I've got your team set up as well, KD, so we're all good to go. Carl's just put in the chat, thanks Josh and all, really enjoy this tournament. At least I beat Atletico and made it this far. That's a very good achievement for me, which, as I said, you've got to give respect to Carl Middleton there, because it was a brilliant run in the end. And he just got himself so far in the competition, maybe a little bit more than he expected to go, and big congratulations to him. It's saved. Let's go. We can actually get on with the match and not have to sit here and waste 15 minutes of time with the tactics. So without further ado, very best of luck to both managers in for what, for me, is probably one of the ties of the round. Two teams that, look, I think, as I said before, if you were Rees and you got Red Bull Salzburg, you were probably thinking, not bad side, they're okay, maybe there's a chance I might go through the first match, depending on who I get. But, you know, with a chance here to make the quarterfinals, for both teams, there's a real opportunity. As for KD, I mean, we don't really have to speak much about his side, do we? Incredible result. A 3-1 victory over Barcelona. The biggest result of the previous round by a country mile in terms of the shock calibre of the match. But both teams coming out onto the pitch Do put your score predictions in the chat for this match. I'll be interested to see what you guys think for this game. We had 7 goals in the last match. Are we about to get 7 goals again? There's one man that Mr. KD will have to look out for. Mr. Patson Daka. He knows a lot about him. But will he come back to bite the man who loves him on Football Manager as the players come out for the non-existent Champions League anthem because it doesn't work because of copyright. So let's get underway with the game in a second. And I'm just going to make sure here that for the case of both teams, in fairness, that the Lokomotiv side has also been registered. It has indeed, and it's exactly the systems that we want. Thank God the game is finally working. Let's get underway with the match. Very best of luck to both managers as we get underway with this Champions League Clash of the Titans. Milligs asked, did I come up with this idea? I did it. I wouldn't say I came up with it. I'm probably sure there's somebody else out there that did it before I did. But I did this simulation tournament last year for the Euros. We did it on PES because PES has got a Euro mode. So we did that last year, and people really enjoyed it. So I won't say I came up with the idea, but I will say in terms of the people on the channel, it was me who thought of the idea, and Will as well. Credit to Will Pete. He's not in the building right now because he's working, but he's massively got involved with it, as there's a chance here for Adeyemi. Got to take on the shot. Good defending in the end by Lokomotiv Moscow to keep the ball away from goal. But yeah, a big credit to Will as well, because he's put some money in for this tournament to make it more interesting for you guys. As Wober lofts the ball towards Adeyemi. It's 1-0 to Red Bull Salzburg. And I'll tell you what, I've got to say, the quality of the goals this afternoon have been sensational. And the Russian side, who found themselves, within the first 20 minutes of that Barcelona game, 2 to the good, find themselves 1-0 down after 10 minutes. And look at this. The power on the shot. I mean, once again, a little bit questionable from the keeper there. But the power on the volley there was just too much. And it's 1-0 Red Bull Salzburg. Rees Allen is buzzing with how his side have started in this competition. And no doubt he will be expecting them to get a few more goals in this game. It's Karim Adeyemi, the German, who puts the Austrians 1-0 up in the home leg of the match. It was a great goal. I mean, as I said, let's be honest, the standard of keeping in this tournament has been shockingly bad. But let's forget about that, because to be honest, with a goal like that, I don't think there was going to be much of a chance to maybe save it. Probably could have got a touch on the ball maybe, but way too much power on the shot. There's been a few questionable goalkeeping decisions, but the quality of goals this afternoon, much better than it was yesterday. As apparently, I've been told by Rees Allen to park it. Wait, I'm kidding. I was about to say, are you sure? I don't think that's in the Rees Allen manager textbook to park the bus. No, I'm going to say. That's why when I did see that question, your comment then, Rees, I did question it for a second. But here's Ulmer, who, as Rees Allen knows and has said in the chat multiple times, that quality free kick that he scored in the last game against Kiev. It was a brilliant goal. Probably is up there with one of the best goals of the tournament, from the set pieces at the very least. Here's Bernardo, who wasn't actually in the squad last time. Junuzovic. Could be another chance here for Salzburg to double their lead. Here's Bernardo, former Brighton man on loan at Austria. Wasn't there last time, but neither is Szoboszlai now, and here's Ulmer. Could go for a long-range effort. Plays it towards Junuzovic! It's 2! Brilliant! And just as Salzburg run riot, Lokomotiv Moscow have now got to do what Barca couldn't, and that is come back in the match. And it's a brilliant finish from Junuzovic. And that time the keeper has no chance of saving it. By the time the ball is with Junuzovic, he's already in a position where the keeper's not going to stop that. And Red Bull Salzburg are running riot in their home ground. And all I can say now for Lokomotiv Moscow is, what do you do in this situation, finding yourself 2-0 down? It's a tough one here. And it's Junuzovic, the former Werder Bremen man, who gets himself a goal on the board. And it is now 2-0. As Mr. KD has said, go attacking, which we will do. Of course, the worry here in this situation is, as time does go on, are we going to see Lokomotiv Moscow under some serious pressure? It would be nice if it allowed me to just go attacking. There we go. Got there in the end. So, attacking for Lokomotiv Moscow. Will they be able to get back into the game? We've always said, look, if you can get the away goal in the match, then it will be interesting. But it all depends on what Salzburg do for the rest of their match. As Smolov goes for something. I don't really know how to describe that, if I'm being honest with you. I guess you could call it a cross-come shot, but doesn't come to anything in the end. But let's look at that Junuzovic chance again. It's another quality goal. As Reese says he wants a Daka goal. What a finish. And Red Bull Salzburg are looking like one of those sides that people aren't going to be able to take lightly if they make the quarters. But let's see what Lokomotiv Moscow can do. Now, there are probably some people looking at the tactic that Moscow's playing and wondering what's going on with the system. But there's a chance here. Ball towards Smolov, and it's a good bit of defending at the back from, I think it was Ramalho, who just got a touch on the ball. It probably should be 2-1 there, but the Brazilian does incredibly well to get himself in front of the ball, or else that would have been 2-1. And what I've got to say, it looks like we're in for an absolutely fantastic afternoon of action. Maybe even much better than what we had yesterday with how things are panning out so far. We're getting lots of goals, lots of very good goals, at the very least. But here comes Lokomotiv Moscow, of course going much more attacking in this game. Here's Gregor Skrikowiak. Tries to play the ball, I think it was towards Zeluis, but doesn't get there in the end. And has a chance. Look at the numbers forward here. Mwepu going to hit it long towards Farkas, who's got space. Daka's in the box if he wants to hit it first time. He doesn't. A little bit of skills from Farkas. And then he gives the ball away. Really reckless there from him. And now Lokomotiv Moscow will have to hit on the break. Here's Smolov. Still going Smolov. Now to Moranchuk. Into Gregor Skrikowiak. Back to Fedor Smolov. Certainly been round the block, hasn't he, Fedor Smolov in his career. Had that little spell at Celta Vigo last season, where he didn't really do much there. But he's now back in Russia again, and here he's on the ball now, Fedor Smolov. Could play it to the left, here's Krikoviak. Now to Zemaletdinov! Good save. Zemaletdinov could have put that ball into the back of the net. We've seen time and time again in this tournament, shots at the near post, but a good save in the end from the keeper. I think it's Walker in goal. And it keeps the score at 2-0 for Salzburg. But a corner here for Lokomotiv Moscow, and 5 minutes left on the clock in the first half. Can they make the most of the set piece? It's going to be Moranchuk who whips the ball in. Comes towards Zeluis. It's actually going to get headed back to Moranchuk. But he's gone back into the box again. Here's Pablo. Now Kamano, right at the edge of the box, the Ghanaian who scored against Barca in the last round. Here's Moranchuk. Now to Gregor Skrikowiak. Not really got anyone near him, and the ball is eventually cleared away. Now there might be a chance here for Salzburg to come on the break again. Here's Patson Daka into Junuzovic. Now back to Daka. Still going here. Farkas. I mean, everybody's saying it's a good save. Not often we've said that in the tournament so far. Adeyemi flicks it towards Bernardo. Still going Bernardo. And we've about 10 seconds left. I think the referee will probably blow his whistle fairly soon. Here's Zemaletdinov, who plays the ball long. And that will be that. The first half finishes 2-0 to Red Bull Salzburg. And it's a brilliant performance from the Austrian side and Rees Allen. But look, Lokomotiv Moscow, they had to go attacking after the 2 goals went in. They've slowly clawed their way back into the game. But it should have been a goal from Zemaletdinov to make it 2-1. It could have easily been 2-2 with how the scoreline was panning out. But with 2 goals on the board, Salzburg might be about to put Lokomotiv Moscow to the sword as we go into the second half of action. I wonder if any of the managers will make a change as time goes on. Rees wants to see his bench, please. Of course you can, Rees. Let's have a look at your bench and see who's there this time. Probably all different players from what you saw last time. I know Nguyene's not there anymore either. So you've got Berisha, you've got Okafor, you've got Brandon Aronson, you've got Bernadette, Christensen, Solé, and you've got Mantle if you want to take the keeper off. But KD says, Paul from the lads, but we're just enjoying being here. That's the spirit. You love to see it. As Pills in the building. Lokomotiv still in this. They are. If they can get a goal at the end of the match, and just hope that Salzburg don't score, then I would say yes, they're still definitely in it for me. But what's Reece Allen going to do? He's thinking about maybe making an early change here. He's going to bring on Christensen as the right mid. So Farkas comes off, Christensen comes on, and that will be the change for Red Bull Salzburg early in the second half. That change will be made, of course, when the ball goes out of play. But we're back underway here with the action. I'm pretty sure, I don't know whether KD will probably let the AI make the changes like it did last time. Not really many recognisable players, you could say, in the Lokomotiv team. But there certainly will be recognisable stars when they go back home. That's for sure. Even if they do go out of the tournament, I think they will be applauded, serenaded by the thousands of Lokomotiv Moscow fans that have watched their team put in probably one of the best runs that they've had in the tournament. Here's Eloise. Still time to keep that run going, though, if they can get a win and take out Red Bull Salzburg. It's Zivagadliov into Gregor Skrikowiak. One of the best names to say. It just rolls off the top of the tongue. Here's Pablo. Down to Moranchuk. And he's giving the ball away to Moepu. As Katie says he's fine with the AI changes. I don't blame you on that one. Here comes Bernardo. Pinged to the left-hand side of the pitch. He's got loads of space to run into. I don't know what he does in the end. They've got an awful tendency of doing it with the AI. It's so frustrating. But Jules asked, will you do another tournament, and if so, when? Yes, there's going to be another one. I think I'm looking to do a Europa League one in the near future. I can't say when, but I would expect it to be fairly soon. But I want to do Europa League one as well, because that one would be quite interesting to do on paper. A few big teams in there. A lot of small teams as well, which would make it quite a different tournament to this Champions League one. But here comes Latko Junozovic, takes a touch, hits it! And it should be 3-0. It should be 3-0. And for a man who scored an absolutely fantastic goal to make it 2, he takes a really good touch, whacks it on the volley, and it's just wide of the mark. And another chance there where Rees will be looking and thinking, had that have gone into the back of the net, would this clash be done and dusted? As Adeyemi's going to come off here for Mergin Berisha, as the AI looks to make some changes. Will's just sent his team in the chat. Thank you very much, Will. I'm guessing you've just finished work. Hopefully you're all good, La. Is Zivagaladiov into Zemaletdinov. Millie, yeah, of course you can get involved in the next one. I'm not going to get a list sorted yet, only because, of course, this tournament's still going on. But what I'll do is, when I announce the tournament, I will get a list going, because already there's been quite a lot of people asking to participate in these tournaments. And I think we might already have about 10 or 15 people already wanting to play in this next tournament before I've even announced it. So that's how popular it's becoming right now. But of course, you can definitely play. As I said, I'd recommend leaving a like and subscription, purely because I will, of course, announce it a little bit later on as Rivchinsky comes on for Lokomotiv Moscow. But it's something we're definitely doing because you guys have brought the support for it. I can't believe how many of you guys have enjoyed it and wanted to get involved. But we might be doing a lot more of these in the future, that's for sure. As Reece says he'll take a space as well. I will get that list sorted out once this tournament is finished. And once I've got a bit of time to make the graphics and stuff. Because I've got the Premier League of Darts, I think, next week. So that's next week pretty much booked up. But we will get round to it at some point, that's for sure. And then we'll have a Europa League one, which will be quite fun. Here comes Krikowiak into Moranchuk. Ziluis. Now into Gregor Skrikowiak! Goal! 2-1. And this Moscow side will not back down. And it's Gregor Skrikowiak, the man with so much experience in European football. So much experience at the likes of PSG, West Brom, Sevilla. Who puts his side back in the game. And that is a quality finish. And just as earlier, KD was saying, what the fuck was that from Krikowiak? I don't think he'll be saying that now. That's a world-class finish from the Polish midfielder. And a man who in real life scores many goals, usually tends to get double figures a season, has got his first of this competition in the 69th minute. And it's 2-1 on the night. And well, as we said before, it's one of those games where there's been quite a lot of chances for Red Bull Salzburg. And ultimately, you've got to feel like maybe they should have taken a few more chances. I mean, Reezy saying in the chat, both managers to go all-out attack in the second leg, no matter the result. Now, that's what we love to see. Tubb saying this Lokomotiv side is legendary. They certainly are indeed, as Ulmer looks to drive Salzburg forward here. If they can get a third in the match, then it is going to be really, really tough for Lokomotiv to get back into this competition. Here's Junuzovic, one of the goal scorers, now into Ulmer. Here's Mwepu into Berisha. All the changes have been made now for Salzburg as well, so Rees has got to play with what he's got on the pitch. Here's Junuzovic, now to Mergin Berisha. Noah Okafor into Ulmer. What can the fullback do? Well, I mean, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Not good from Ulmer there at all, as he eventually boots the ball out of play pretty much and allows Lokomotiv the most cheapest goal kick they will ever get. And a chance maybe to get a bit of possession back in this match as the header comes to the goal scorer Krakowiak. Now into Fedor Smolov. Will this Moscow side back down as Kamano plays the ball to Smolov. Zé-Luís. Smolov tries to play it back to Zé-Luís in the end, but the run from the forward just isn't good enough, and Salzburg will play out from the back here. It's going to be Stankovic as Valci hits it long, and it's a good ball in the end. Here's Patson Daka. As I said, a man that KD knows very, very well. Incredibly good on Football Manager. He's been a little bit quiet in this game, but he's one of those players that can turn up at the most random of points in matches. Here's Junuzovic. Now into Patson Daka. And well, I mean, he's giving the ball away there, and a long ball now to Zé-Luís. Good defending from Ramalho. Flicks it over the head as Rory's just sent in his team. Thank you very much, Rory, for sending yours in. I will get your team sorted out for your match a little bit later on. But the next game after this, we will have, of course, FC Porto against Atalanta. That is Rowan O'Connell against Adam Soff. You do not want to miss out on that one. That's coming up in a little bit. Here's Mergin Berisha. Nobody to play the ball into, and again Lokomotiv will get the ball back in with a minute left on the clock. There might be one more time for an opportunity to attack. Zé-Luís going to play the ball into Fedor Smolov. He's not got anyone with him. Now comes Krakowiak. We're down to the last minute. Smolov. Hamadanchuk. Batu. Zé-Luís. It's a chance here for Grzegorz Krakowiak. Good save from the keeper. It should be 2-2. And I think Stankovic might have just kept his side in the match as the referee blows the full-time whistle, and it will be a 2-1 win for Red Bull Salzburg as the game ends. And I tell you what, Rees said to go attacking, but very nearly there, his side had conceded at the very last moment as the chap nearly probably went wild with that goal, or chance for a goal at the least. And the game will end 2-1 with Lokomotiv Moscow with the, of course, advantage. Well, technically advantage, it's a hard one to say, isn't it, really? Because, of course, if Salzburg score another goal away from home, then that will make the tie really hard to come back into. But never say never, as we'll get ourselves sorted here for the next match. Now, what are both managers going to do? Rees saying he wanted all-out attack in the second leg, no matter the result. Will KD say yes to that? Or are both managers going to keep it tight? Millie saying more heart in mouth than Arsenal West Ham, you're not wrong. And Lee laughing says there can only be but one Moscow. As Alexa said, had I participated, I would have picked Lokomotiv. And I tell you what, Alexa, they've been bloody brilliant in this tournament. They've been fantastic to watch. And they're not out of this competition yet. So let's see what both managers do. I would assume not really much of a change of system from either manager. I think they'll probably go with what they've got, which is more than fine by me. It makes my life so much more easier. But it's more just a case of the tactic of whether they're going to play all-out attack or not. Nothing from KD. I don't know whether he's in the chat or not. What I will do, though, is I will go into the game in a second. As I said, I think both managers are quite happy with what they've got. I know, Rees, you've already got your tactics set up anyway, so we don't need to change them. As for KD, I don't know if he's even here or not, but I would assume he is, and he's watching on in the background for this big, big game, because he's potentially 90 minutes away from going through to the next round of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So let's get it underway. Let's get it started. I know there is a little delay between myself and the chat, but we'll just get this game started because I've had no response. And Rees, I don't know what you want to do here, whether you want to go all-out attack or not. KD wants to go balanced. Well, interesting shout there from KD. He doesn't want to go ultra attacking. as we get underway with the second half of action. And I feel like KD here has a feeling he might be able to go on and get something in this game. But let's find out as Reese. There's tensions on the touchline. Reese saying he's got no balls. We'll have to find out whether KD has got balls of steel or not, because he needs a result here. And as it stands, the aggregate score at 2-1. If Red Bull Salzburg get one in the game, then it's probably going to be done and dusted, as Reese says to stick with his tactics. Not going to lie, I'd say a little bit of a kick clash again, to a certain extent. Of course, the apparently all-out attack. Give me 2 seconds though. Zé Luis. I'll see what you guys are saying in the comments in a second. Here comes Moranchuk. Coming down the wing. Plays it to Marcel Rebus. Flick towards Fedor Smolov. This could change it up completely. Kamano flicks it to Zemaletdinov. Absolutely butchering in his name right now. Zivagladiov. What can you do here? Now into Zemaletdinov. Flicks it towards Zé Luis. It'll come down for Fedor Smolov. And both managers have requested all-out attack. So big shout here from both managers. All-out attack has been requested. So that's going to be all-out attack there. And then, of course, also for Red Bull Salzburg, all-out attack as well. So there we go. Both managers going for it. Look at this again. I don't know what it is with the controller, right? When it forces you to do that. Give me 2 seconds here. I apologise about that. I don't know what it does, but there's a glitch in the game where the controller constantly moves the stick to the right. But it never does it on any other game. It's strange. But best of luck to both managers. Even the game didn't want you to go all out attack there. It was saying no as we get underway with the rest of the match. And this should be a mouth-watering clash as both managers go for it. And here is a chance for Salzburg to come forward. Maybe get the first goal of this second leg. It's going to be Patson Daka. Long ball towards Farkas, who's onside. Tries to get it into Adeyemi, and it's good defending from the Lokomotiv Moscow side, who desperately need to get that first goal. But now there's a chance here, and it's going to be Patson Daka! And it's in. It's 3-1, and the away goal for Red Bull Salzburg is exactly what they needed. And they've scored yet again early on in this match. And now Lokomotiv Moscow find themselves on the back end of the scoreline that they gave Barcelona just about 12 hours ago. And it was brilliant finish from a man that KD knows so well. Mr. Patson Daka might just be about to knock KD out of this tournament. It's 3-1 on the night. The away goal there for Red Bull Salzburg. And a chance for the Austrians to go through to the next round. Reese is saying Farkas for Christensen at half-time, please. Of course I can. I will get that sorted for you at half-time. But Jude saying so far Gladbach v Bayern has to be the best game of the tournament. I think he's definitely up there. We had a lot of good games, didn't we, yesterday? Real Madrid Porto was a brilliant match. That was a fun one to watch. Obviously, Lokomotiv Moscow Barca was up there. That Shakhtar Juve game has been classed today. But let's see what the Russian side can do, because they've got to respond in massive fashion now. And hope that Salzburg don't score any more, which the long ball there, I think, from Daka into Farkas didn't get to him in the end, and that will go to play for a Lokomotiv throw-in. Here comes Frederick Kamano. He's quite a quality player to watch in this tournament so far. Got a lot of good abilities about him. Very quick, very pacey. Got that goal against Barcelona. Here comes Moranchuk. Now to Krakowiak. Lovely 1-2. Going to play it into the path of, I think it was towards Zemaletdinov, but the ball is a little bit too heavy. And now Salzburg will look to come on the break and maybe get a fourth in the game. It's a dink ball towards Patson Daka. He's going to be able to take on his man and does. And he tried to play the ball to Adeyemi, but poor pass in the end. And another little moment of danger there for the Russian side, who really do need to keep well aware at the back. Because once again, we might be about to see another fairy tale dream end. But at least one of the fairy tale dreams will be continuing. Is Adeyemi. Plays the ball to Zlatko Junuzovic, who scored in that first leg with a brilliant finish. But the Russian defence looks to hit the ball long. And obviously, because both teams are all out of attack, there's going to be so much space across the pitch for players to glide into. Here's one of them that you would expect to maybe get on the score sheet. Smolov. Now to Zé Luis. Here's Moranchuk. Back to Zé Luis again. Tries to get through the Austrian side, but just can't seem to break down the defence. Lee Laffin says should have a tournament history section on the website. We have a clip of the goal of the tournament fixtures. Oh, that's quite a good shout, actually. I do like that idea. Very good thinking, Lee Laffin. Here's Bernadette. Into Adeyemi. Now Farkas. What's he going to do here? Very patient build-up play from Red Bull Salzburg, and they've given the ball away here with a throw-in. And I mean, there's been some brilliant ties. I know Tubbs and Jude having that debate on what was the best game. There's been some quality ties, haven't there? I mean, there's not really been many bad games. I think Chelsea, Besiktas and Inter Olympiacos probably the worst two. Not really fun games to watch. Wasn't really many opportunities. But for me, there's not one single game on the board that looks bad. And I think purely because we've had a lot of underdogs go through. A lot of big sides up against each other, specifically tonight as well, as there's a chance if Kamara to come forward, but he will be flagged as offside. And we have got about, 8 minutes left of the first half. Obviously, we are going to have an early change for Red Bull Salzburg in the second half. But honestly, what a tournament it's been. And there's still a long way to go. 2 more games still to come this afternoon, as there's a chance for Zé Luís to drive Kamano forward, which he does. Could get it back to Zé Luís, which he does. Here's Moranchuk. Now gets it towards Kamano. And it doesn't come off in the end. And this Salzburg defence has been really hard to break down in this tournament. Teams have struggled. And look, I've got to say, credit to Red Bull Salzburg. They've not conceded many goals in this tournament so far, in comparison to some other sides who've really had leaky defences. Here's Adeyemi. Still going. Into Daka. Game over. And Salzburg will surely be going through to the next round of the competition. And it's that man again, Datsun Paka. Or Patson Daka. However you want to say it. It is technically Patson Daka. We always say his name backwards. And that's 4-1 now on the night. And look at that. First time shot. The goalkeeper tries his hardest to dive. I think that's the first time I've seen a bloody goalkeeper dive in this tournament. But he just doesn't get there in the end. And the Zambian gets another goal in the match. And he might be on for the first hat-trick of the tournament. It's 4-1 on the night. And Lokomotiv Moscow now look like they're going to be going out in pretty poor fashion. 2 goals. As Katie says, he can't be mad because it's Patson Daka. He knows the star quality that Patson Daka has. And been linked to a lot of big clubs in real life. The likes of Manchester United. But the referee will blow the whistle for half-time. It's 2-0 to Salzburg, 4-1 on the night. And we will make that change now for Red Bull Salzburg and Rees. And that will probably be that done and dusted for this game, you would assume. Unless, as we said, Salzburg can go and get something in the match. It's sorry, not Salzburg. Lokomotiv Moscow. It's going to be very tough. So Farkas will come off. Christiansen comes on, and that is how pretty much I think it's going to run for now. I think, to be honest, Rees will be quite happy with how his team have played. Doesn't really have to make many changes, does he, to the squad, considering how well they've played in this match. But let's get the game back underway. So we've got that change as Christiansen comes on. The like-for-like replacement that we had in the first half is made in the second leg as well. And KD says go 4-2-4. He's going to change his system. He was playing the 4-4-2. He's now playing the 4-2-4. And you can't blame him. Does mean he's going to have a lot of players up top. And Rees wants a 4-2-4-2. Well, here we go. This is where it gets interesting. So that is the setup there. That's perfect. That's all sorted. And then we'll go and change Rees' tactics as well. He's going for a 4-2-4 himself. So both managers are really going for it. And look, I feel like here, obviously Rees 4-1 up. He's feeling a little bit ruthless. Maybe thinking he can get a few more goals in this game before the end and really put Lokomotiv Moscow to the sword. But in terms of the formation, that's how it had pan out on paper. Obviously Christiansen, Ulmer on the wing. I'm guessing you might maybe want to make a change and bring someone on as well, Rees, to change it up. But I will put you as the 4-2-4 for now. If you want to make any more changes, do tell me in the chat and I will get those changes made. But both managers going for a 4-2-4 system now. And it's going to be interesting to see here if the floodgates do open in this match. Because we saw that game between Bayern and Gladbach. Both teams went all-out attack. And it didn't actually have many goals in it towards the back end of the match at the very least. So, I mean, it had 7 overall. So we can't say it didn't have many goals. But this one's got 5. And we get back underway with 45 minutes of action. Both managers really going for it now, but how many goals are we going to get? It's Salzburg who's going to start us off here. Here's Patson Daka. Could be the first player in this competition to get a hat-trick. As we're going to have a change. And I can see there might be a space for it to open. As Okafor will come onto the left wing. KD saying he's got to go and win the tournament now. After this performance. So Ulmer comes off. Okafor on the left wing. Pace there, as you would expect for this Red Bull Salzburg side. We said before, they've got incredible European pedigree. They've got lots of history. I remember them a few years ago in the Europa League beating Lazio by, I think it was 6-5 in the end. It was unbelievable. Here's Adeyemi though. Towards Patson. Daka takes the shot on. Might come back to him again. He doesn't. But he comes towards the edge of the box with Junuzovic, and that was so nearly a hat-trick. And the first match ball would have been given in this competition had Patson Daka put that into the back of the net. Here he is now. Daka. Into Christiansen. Back to Daka again. Now Valci. As Salzburg look to really add salt to the wounds. Here's Bernadette. Still going here, Bernadette. It's Christiansen. Good work from the Dane. Cuts in. Waits for the movement of any of the players around him. Actually lays it off to Bernadette. He'll shift it to Ulmer on the left wing. This will be the last chance for him to maybe get something in the box before he comes off. And eventually in the end he's actually given the ball away, and maybe now a chance for Zemeletdinov to get Lokomotiv on the counter-attack. He's given the ball away in the end, and now here's Bernardo, the Brazilian, on loan from Brighton. Back to Ulmer. 30 minutes of this match left. As Salzburg play it round the back, keep it nice and calm, and here's Valci into Christiansen, back to Valci again. Some good football from Salzburg. We're just dominating possession. And it's lofted long. But Guilherme gets there in the end, and he'll just hoof the ball away to Zivogladov into now Zemeletdinov. He's giving it away again. It's been pretty reckless from Lokomotiv in this last 60 minutes. They've not really turned up in this match at all yet. And that'll be a shame for KD. His side going out maybe a little bit frustrating in terms of not getting a goal, but there's lots of time left as Christiansen drives into the box. Gets round his man, Christiansen, and it's in. Oh, I mean, that is brilliant from Christiansen. It's 5-1. It's 3-0 on the night, and I've got to say, Christiansen, take a bow, because that was brilliant to get around his man, to flick the ball into the box. Look at this again. Turns his man, gets past his other man, and Adeyemi there in the box. Not really the near post, it was more the middle of the box, to be fair, wasn't it? And it's a good diving header, and it's in the back of the net. It's 3-0 Salzburg. It's 5-1 on the night, and as we said now, for Lokomotiv Moscow, it is a case of, well, I'd say keeping the scoreline down, but both managers have intended on going with a 4-2-4 all-out attack, so I can only say it might get worse with 25 minutes left. But Adeyemi on the score sheet, scored in the last match. He's bagged again. And a brilliant, brilliant game for Salzburg. Might get even better as the game continues on. Here's Zemeletdinov. As KD says, we had a moment in the sun. Adeyemi and Daka goes. Well, I think he's given up with his team, Mr. KD. Here's Smolov. What can he do? He might have to take it into his own hands here. Plays it towards Luis, towards the near post. Takes the shot on, but it'll be a goal kick. And the GGs are in the chat already. We know that this game is going to be done and dusted. And 5-1 is a really convincing scoreline. And, well, you know, of course, both teams have been all-out attack. But you've still got to commend the fact that Salzburg have been able to put 5 past the Russian team that Barca couldn't even put 2 past them. Here's Christiansen. Into Daka, who's still on for the hat-trick. Might get the match ball if he can keep coming forward. Here he is now, going to keep moving. Flicks the ball into the path of Ulmer, who apparently is still on the pitch. Why is the change not being made? Let me go and sort that out for a second. Apparently Ulmer decided not to come off the pitch. I wonder if it's tried making a change of its own. Let's see what goes on there. Apparently he brought on Susic before I could bring him on. So that means Ulmer stays on the pitch anyway. I don't know what's gone on there. That's why I don't like the AI making auto changes. It's very frustrating. But Ulmer comes on, stays on, and Susic is on. Here comes Ulmer. Now Susic plays it to Christiansen, who's already got an assist in this match. Back to Susic. Long board towards Ulmer! And beautiful! It's 6-1. It's 4-0 on the night. And the man who probably shouldn't have even been on the pitch because the manager requested him to come off, bags in the game. It's 6-1. And it's 4-0 to Red Bull Salzburg. And it really is a demolition derby from the Austrians. And, I mean, it's a great header from the fullback. As Ree says, Josh has got to be the worst manager. You've got to take that back. Because Ulmer has scored now. And it's a brilliant, brilliant header indeed. And the man who was supposed to be off the pitch bags in the game. And it's 6-1 on the night now. And, well, as we said, still might be more time for goals in this game. As Ulmer scores in the 77th minute, 13 minutes left here. And Lokomotiv Moscow will be going out with a whimper. 4-0 on the night now. Kyle saying, commiserations about this game. Lokomotiv had a great journey in the tournament. These lads will never forget knocking out the might of Barcelona. They certainly won't. They will always remember that match. They will go home and be commended as heroes for one of the greatest results in the club's history. That will be put into folklore as Berisha plays the ball to Ulmer, the goal scorer. Now into Bernardo. Chance to maybe make it 7 on aggregate. With 10 minutes left of the match. And if you are Lokomotiv, it is just a case now of hoping that this game finishes up fairly quickly and you can just get out of the stadium and move on. Here's Bernardo. Just waiting for somebody to come towards him. Eventually it's Ulmer who eventually gets close to him. Flick towards Patson Daka. He doesn't get the header down and it'll come to Zé Luis. Here's Zivagladiov. Now Zemeletdinov. And Zivagladiov will just hoof the ball long and well. It sums up how poor they've been today, Lokomotiv. It's not been the game that they wanted. And I don't think they ever expected to go through in that game against Barcelona. But once again, another fairy tale story is going to end. But another one is continuing on. Mr. Rees Allen is on fire. And here comes Ulmer. Now into Janovic. Plays it towards Bernardo. What can he do here, Bernardo? A fifth one would really be quite a result for him. Janovic. Still going, back heel to Ulmer. Flicks it into the box, slight deflection, but they've got the ball back again. Here's Susic. Berisha, good save from the goalkeeper, and that stops it from being 7. KD said stick Zé Luis in net. Gilhern might have a shot on target then. Well, it's going to be too late in the game, I think, for that to really come into fruition. But Zé Luis goes in goal for what will be probably the last kick of the match. In fact, there you go. You can't substitute an outfield player. So Adair goes in goal. There you go. So Adair comes on. Last kick of the match here from the corner. That is the request of the manager. Very interesting request there. But Adair comes on. And as we can see, the substitution... Oh no! There won't even be time because the referee's blown the whistle. And there won't even be time for Adair to come on. As Salzburg go through to the next round with a 4-0 win. It's a comprehensive result at the end of the day. A 6-1 leg win on aggregate. And that is a brilliant, brilliant result indeed. I can't hear anything, so I don't know whether the whistle's been blown, Kieran. But unfortunately, no chance for Adair there. I thought he was going to come on for a second. But that is the match done. And I've got to say, it was a brilliant, brilliant game indeed. Reese has asked in the chat, when is the final? The final will be on Monday night, I think, is when we're doing it. But congratulations to Reese there, through to the next round with a 6-1 aggregate win. Lokomotiv Moscow, at the end of the day, well done to them. They tried their hardest to get into the next stage of the competition. But that Barcelona result will always go down as a historic result for the club. And well done to them because they tried their hardest to get through to the match. Right then, we're going to move on to the next game of the afternoon. We are halfway through our 4 fixtures. Don't forget, we've got more fixtures coming up later this evening, as you can see on your screen in a moment's time. We've got a match tonight. What a game this is going to be. Chelsea-Man United is the first game of our 7 PM evening session. After that, it's Inter Milan taking on RB Leipzig. Manchester City against PSG. And then to end the night, it's Dylan clearing his Bayern Munich side once again up against Lazio. 2 more games still to come. Real Madrid Atalanta and Liverpool v Spartak Moscow are the 2 games. This next one is a Sports Corner derby. It's Rowan v Adam, and it's coming up in a few minutes. Back in about 5 minutes. Let's have a quick break. See you in a few. Right then, here we go. Let's get underway with our next game of the afternoon. We are halfway through our fixtures in the Champions League Sim Tournament. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed the stream and you are new to the channel as always, don't forget to leave a like and subscription if you are new as always. If you've missed the first two games of the afternoon, where have you been? There's been goals left, right and centre. In fact, 7 goals over the last 2 matches, 14 goals altogether between the 2 games. We started off with Shakhtar Donetsk with a 5-2 defeat to Juventus. Great result for Chris Welch in the tournament as he goes through to the quarterfinals. And then Red Bull Salzburg, what a win for them, 6-1 against Lokomotiv Moscow. It was a brilliant, brilliant game indeed. And now we move on to a sports corner derby. On the left-hand side, it's Rowan O'Connell. And on the right-hand side, it's Adam Soff. If Adam's in the building, give us a heads up, buddy. All good as always. Rowan, of course, being the Real Madrid side that eventually found themselves in pretty tight waters, if we're being honest with you. They only just got through courtesy of the 4-3 golden goal, with Benzema scoring the winning goal of the match. But without further ado, because Rowan and Adam's not, I think Adam's not here, Rowan has says we can play this one pretty much with the semi-final 2-leg system on, which therefore means if this game does go to a level score on away goals, we will go to extra time and maybe even penalties in this one. But we'll have to see either way as the game gets underway. It's Real Madrid taking on Atalanta. Who's going to win this match? It's a repeat of that fixture that we saw in real life not too long ago. It wasn't the most amazing semi-final in the world, if I'm being honest with you. It was quite a dull one to watch. Apart from the second leg, there was the kind of 30 seconds of enjoyment where we thought maybe there was a chance for Atalanta to come back, but it could be a different story on this day as Benzema gets us underway here. Rowan O'Connell saying it's time for us to make this our competition. Let's see if Rowan can live up to that statement as Real Madrid get themselves underway. And interesting to see the young kids of the tournament that we saw in that very first match, none on the bench today. Rowan, of course, will definitely be feeling like as this competition goes on and some of the bigger teams get knocked out, he might have a chance of maybe going on and winning it. But we'll have to see as Benzema, who didn't have the greatest of 2 legs against Porto, came up as the clutch player in the golden goal situation, which of course was very good, considering he didn't really do much in the 2 legs. But he'll be hoping he has a much better game today. Here's Ferland Mendy, who you'll remember last time was playing as a central attacking midfielder and scored. Now Cruz into Asensio, back to Cruz again. Tries to shimmy past this Atalanta defence. Adam Soff, of course, the manager of Atalanta, got a very... It was a tough, gritty 4-2 win against FC Basel. The score was 2-2 until it went to extra time, where eventually the might and the attacking prowess of Atalanta came out to get 2 late goals in the match. But Adam's going to need to really show his team off in terms of the attacking side of stuff much better, because they weren't good enough for me, in my personal opinion, in the first and second leg. They should have scored more, but that is detriment to David Teague's FC Basel, who were very organised and made the most of the very limited chances that they got. Here comes Gosens, but he's offside. As Jordan says, he's back from B&M, bought so many sweets and chocolate. I feel sick already. Well, hopefully you're all good later on, because you've got a big clash, Jordan, against Chelsea. But here's Casemiro into Toni Kroos now. Back to Casemiro again. Some good football here from Real Madrid. Really dominated the first 15 minutes of this match, and it'll be Modric trying to get it towards, I think, Asensio who made the driving run. But look at the space here. Josip Ilicic, not the quickest of players. He's going to have to wait for a man to come forward. It's Darun. Now Ilicic into Duvan Zapata. Into Ilicic. Now to Gosens. Takes on the strike and scores. And I've got to say, that is pretty much a similar position to the goal that Robin Gosens scored last match against Basel. It's at the near post, and Real Madrid find themselves 1-0 down to Adam Soff and his Atalanta side. And look at that. So much space on the left-hand side of the pitch. It's been a major problem throughout the tournament for the majority of teams. And Adam Soff, you can see all that space there. Courtois got to do better. And it's 1-0 to the Italian side. Real Madrid under the cosh. And we've said before, the Spanish teams in this competition have got an awful record. Barcelona are out. Sevilla are out. And might even see Real Madrid getting knocked out here, as well as Atletico Madrid also being out too. So it could see all the Spanish sides knocked out. But Atalanta, what a start indeed. If Adam Soft's in the building, the Soft household will be going wild as Atalanta take a 1-0 lead in this clash. Have we got the draw 2 tonight? We have indeed. Once the last game is done, we'll have the draw for the quarterfinal, as well as Rowan has said he would like to go attacking, which we will sort that out right now and get his side on the front foot. So attacking there for Rowan and his Real Madrid team, who've got to get themselves a goal in this game now, you feel. That away goal for Adam Soft will be very detrimental. And I know Adam isn't here right now, which is a shame, but he'd be very proud of his team. Here's Casemiro. Giving it to Cruz. Tried to do a bit of a silky back heel there, but it doesn't come off the end. And that actually might lead to an Atalanta counter-attack. Here's Ilicic. Waiting for the run of, I think it's Mihail, who gets there in the end. What can Mihail do here? Now Ilicic. Long ball to Mihail, who's going to be onside. Takes the touch, flicks it into the box towards Pessina, but there's a lot of curl on that, and that will go to play for a goal kick. And I mean, not a bad little flick into the box there, but too much power on it and too much curl. Always kept it away from goal, and Courtois was never really going to be tested from it. But how do Real Madrid respond? We know in this tournament they've had a lot of opportunities on goal. Modric has been quite a prevalent figure when it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net, but so many times they've been under the cosh and actually losing in games. So Real Madrid have that experience of coming back in matches, and they're going to need it again today, because right now they've not done much in the match so far. And Atalanta, because they're playing that free at the back system, have got so much space to manoeuvre into. As my UCL standout star Luis Muriel is on the bench again. He came on and of course scored the winning goal in that match against Basel yesterday. Here's going to be Asensio into Carvajal. Now to Casemiro. What's Casemiro going to do here? Notices the run of Benzema, who's got nobody running with him. So he'll go alone, and it's a good save. Really good work from Galini to get a touch on that, because Benzema there got it onto his stronger left foot. He hit that with some power, and I think that would have probably gone in from the angle of where the camera's showing us. And Galini with a good save. Another dive. Bloody hell, what the goalkeeper's on today. They're actually diving in a corner for Real Madrid, which Modric has given up instantly. And now Atalanta can counter-attack, and look at the space. It could be a 3-on-2, and Mihail's going to go on his own here. He's up against Ferland Mendy. Still goes Mihail. Could play it into the box if he wants to, but with this AI it never does. Here's Pessina. Still going Pessina. Needs somebody to come close to him though. He's struggling right now. Darun tries to get it towards the patter, but the Colombian's run was just a little bit poor and timed too late. And in the end, Real Madrid will get the ball back, but not been a good performance from Real Madrid so far. As we said, look, not been convincing in the last few legs of this tournament. And they really need to get something going here, because Atalanta seem quite happy to take that 1-0 lead to Italy, hoping that Real Madrid don't score. But here's Modric. Might be a chance now for Karim Benzema, and just like that, they're back in the game. It's 1-1, and Karim Benzema, the man who scored so many pivotal goals this season in real life for Real Madrid, bags another big goal in this competition. That's his second of the tournament, and it's one apiece before half-time. And for all the hard work, that is awful defending from Atalanta. And look, as much as the free at the back formation is going to give you space to have numbers going forward, it's also going to leave you depleted at the back. And Karim Benzema capitalises on the exploitation of the back line and makes it one apiece. And Rowan will be no doubt delighted at the fact that his side have got a goal back in this game. He is indeed. He's put, yeah boy, he's buzzing with it, as he just gets a goal before half-time. And well, there's going to be about 10 seconds left here, and the referee, you would assume, will blow his whistle fairly quickly. Still plays on. And there we go. Referee blows the whistle. Half-time, 1-1 in this match. And for all the hard work that Atalanta had put in to get a lead in this game, it was completely destroyed by Karim Benzema, who got the first goal of Real Madrid. The first goal for Real Madrid even in this round of 16 clash against Atalanta. And it was poor defending from the Italian side. And Real Madrid find themselves one apiece. Let's go into the second half and see what happens here. I'd assume Roman will be quite happy with his side. The AI will make the changes for Adam, unless Adam is in the building and wants to make any changes of his own, then he's more than welcome to. But right now, Real Madrid certainly in the driving seat for this match. Over 70% possession. But they've got to make sure that they're quite tight at the back, because Atalanta, they don't need many chances. When they've got the likes of Ilicic, Zapata, Muriel, to name a few of the exquisite forwards they've got, they don't need much time and much opportunities to put the ball into the back of the net. And I think they'll have one or two more chances before the game ends. But here's Ferland Mendy coming down the left wing into Vinicius Jr., who eventually gives the ball away, but it will go out for a Real Madrid throw in that. Will be taken very quickly into Casemiro. Now Modric. Here's Benzema. We'll be looking to maybe get another goal in this game. Carvajal on the wing. Plays the ball to Modric, who's been detrimental in Real Madrid's run so far in this tournament. Scored 2 important goals in those games against Porto yesterday afternoon. And he does eventually actually put the ball out of play for a Atalanta throw-in. And I think if you Adam, you'd be quite happy. 1-1 draw. Take that to Italy. I think you'd be quite happy with that. It's going to always be tough to keep Real Madrid out with the likes of Benzema and Modric and such in this team. But I've got to say fair play to them. They've done very well indeed, as they look to come forward again, as apparently a few of the World Cup qualifiers have kicked off. Montenegro, Gibraltar and Russia, Slovenia, not too bad. Here's Benzema. Now into Casemiro, lovely little back heel there. Modric, into Asensio. Now Casemiro. Benzema. Lovely football for Real Madrid here. Lots of space for Benzema to drive into. He's still going, he's not going to play the ball. He does now, and it's going to Cruz on the inside of the box on the left wing at the near post. Cruz still going, and he should probably play that ball off. It's reckless from him there, and now a chance for Zapata to drive forward here. What can he do? Here's Ilicic. Not the quickest of players in the world, so he does need extra numbers with him. Here's Remo Freuler. Now into Zapata, who's in the box, and it's a good save from Courtois. That is quality. Lovely run towards the near post. It's a good effort that Courtois gets down low for. And in the end, it's going to be a corner for Atalanta. And I said it before, they don't need many opportunities in this game to put the ball in the back of the net. And they so nearly did. There's going to be a change though for Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr. is going to come off. Eden Hazard comes on. It's not a bad sub to have. And then Pessina is going to come off. And Luis Muriel comes on. So a few changes on the board. But can Real Madrid stop the corner? Ilicic lobs it in. And eventually they do clear it away. But it will come back to Atalanta again. Here's Jim City into De Roon. Now towards Robin Gosens. Lovely work from Gosens. Even better defending at the back. I think that was Sergio Ramos. That was quality. Just slid in and stopped what would have been another goal for Gosens in this tournament. Now here comes Hazard. Into Ferland Mendy, who hoofs it long. There's no one there. He'll come back to him again. Now Modric. Towards Benzema, and it's a brilliant save. It is a tale of two fantastic keepers. Galini, look at this. Takes on the shot. Going towards the near post. It's curling. And in the end, Galini gets down low and makes a quality save. And right now, it is the Courtois and Galini show. Doing really, really well indeed. Well, let's have a look and see what happens here with the corner. It's going to be whipped in by Luka Modric. Plays it short to Eden Hazard. Could be a good chance here for the Belgian. He shimmies past the Atalanta defenders, but eventually shimmies his way into one. He gives the ball away. 20 minutes left here. Here's Muriel. Got an overlapping run, which he's not going to use. And I feel like here, Adam's soft side will be quite happy to take the 1-1 draw. However, Ilicic plays the ball to Joachim Mahale. He's got a really good chance to run for own goal here. Joachim Mahale, good save again. Courtois is having a brilliant match. Look at that. Quality save. Again, it's the near post, as Roman has asked for some substitutions to be made, which we will do right now. He's got 2 substitutions he can make here. As Dimski's in the building. How are we doing, buddy? Hope you're all good as always, my friend. But Roman's going to make some changes here. And yet again, I mean, I think this is probably the first game of the tournament that I can actually say both keepers are playing a stellar match. We've not really had many or any mistakes, in my personal opinion. Both keepers really giving it their best shot. But let's have a look and see what happens here. Roman with an opportunity to make a few substitutions. What's he going to do here? As we crack open a can. Reece saying across goal, boys. Did the teaching nothing in training. I don't think they did, but the keepers have been training very hard with some of the saves they've made. That's for sure. So let's have a look what Rowan does here. As I said, Adam not in the building, so the changes will all be automatically made for Adam. As for Rowan, he's going to bring Valverde, Vazquez for Casemiro and Vivi Jr. So Casemiro will come off, and Vinicius Jr. will come on. Vazquez on for Casemiro and Vinny Jr. Well, Vinny Jr. came off anyway. Hazard's on the pitch, so if you want to make a different change, Vinicius Jr. isn't on the pitch anymore. He got subbed off. And put Valverde in a straight line with the others. Nice. So I'll go flat 4-3-3. Where is it? There we go. 4-3-3 flat. Perfect. So you have technically got another change you can make. If you want to bring on Vazquez for Asensio or someone, then you can. But Vinny's come off. Vinny's not there anymore. He came off for Eden Hazard. So it gives you an opportunity to maybe change one of the positions elsewhere. You could maybe bring on someone like Mariano. Mariano, maybe not. I guess Vazquez is probably one of the better subs on the bench. But we'll give Rowan a second. He might not make the sub and leave it. Which then the AI will probably just take the sub anyway and use it elsewhere. Knowing with it, he'll probably take Benzema off and put Mariano on, but we'll see. So Valverde is in a straight line with the others now. We've got the flat 4-3-3 for the rest of the match. I'm going to assume that there's no other change to be made because there's no... Oh yeah, there we go. Vazquez on for Asensio. We'll bring that on. There we go. So Vazquez comes on. 3 changes made. Let's get underway with the rest of the match. Very best of luck. As of course we can go straight into the second leg because I think Rowan's going to stick with the same system, so I don't have to mess about and tinker with it, which makes life much more quicker. But here's a corner for Atalanta, whipped in by Ilicic, but only at the near post. And now there'll be a chance here for Real Madrid maybe to attack with 15 minutes left on the clock. Here's Valverde. Plays it into Eden Hazard. Doesn't really need to be a sense of desperation. There's a long, long way to go in this match, but Vazquez plays it towards Carvajal, who gets into the space. What a surprise. Doesn't bother whipping it in, which I wish the game just did. And here's Modric. Now Toni Kroos. Lots of space on that left-hand side if he sees it, which he does. Eden Hazard now to Benzema, who takes a very good touch on the left wing inside the box. Karim Benzema still going here. Plays it toward Eden Hazard. Goes for the goal, and that's brilliant. That is fantastic from Eden Hazard. That is one of the brilliant goals of the tournament. And the Belgian might have just snuck the first leg for Real Madrid. I mean, that is exceptional. And Galini was never going to save that. He takes the touch and he nutmegs the defender and puts it into the top right-hand corner. And that is sensational. It's Real Madrid 2, Atalanta 1, and you genuinely can't take the class away from that finish. It's exceptional from Eden Hazard. What a goal. That for me is one of the best goals of the tournament. So Real Madrid with a 2-1 lead. Atalanta now find themselves down, but they've got the important away goal. 10 minutes left on the clock. Still enough time to get themselves a goal back in the match, but can they do it? Or will they be looking for a comeback in Italy? Here's Jim City, the centre-back, bombing down the left wing, which is something you don't say often. He played to Muriel. Now to Pasalic. One of the subs who's come on actually scored in his game against Basel yesterday. Zapata trying to backheel it, doesn't in the end. And here come Real Madrid again. Lots of space, and this time they'll go down the right-hand side with Lucas Vazquez. Atalanta starting to be exploited a little bit here. Here's Valverde. Now to Vazquez. Here's Carvajal into Valverde. Some good football now from Real Madrid. Really starting to show what they can do. Benzema. Still going here. Benzema. Waiting for the run. He finds the run of Luka Modric. And surely that's a good save from Galini. That is quality. I mean, he's kept his side in this match. That's for sure. We're not going to see the highlight of the save, sadly. But my word. Brilliant, brilliant goalkeeping again from the Italian. And this could have easily had 4 or 5 goals for Atalanta and Real Madrid. But both keepers really, really good. As Atalanta get a free kick. And maybe one last chance to come up the pitch. As the referee's given a free kick here for handball, I think. And with 15 seconds on the clock, bang, in the middle of the pitch. There's a chance for Atalanta to sneak a second away goal. And it's Josip Ilicic with what will surely be the last kick of the match. Big moment in the game. 28 yards out. Ilicic steps over it. He hits it, but it's saved by Courtois. And that is that. Well, it was a pretty good game to watch overall. Not as many goals as the rest of the matches have had, but we go into that second leg with Real Madrid with a 2-1 lead against Atalanta. Rowan will certainly be happy with it. Adam will be a little bit disappointed at the fact that his game maybe didn't have a few more goals in it, considering how many opportunities he had. But overall, I think he'll be delighted that he's got the away goal on the board. Lots of opportunities and chances maybe for a few more goals in this match. But we will be going into that second leg with Atalanta 2-1 down. And we'll go into that next game now. We don't have to mess about. That's the good thing. Both teams set up exactly how the managers want them to be. And we'll get that game underway now. So very best of luck to Rowan. Very best of luck to Adam Soth. Because one of you guys will be going home very shortly. So 2-1 in the game. Put your score predictions in the chat for the second leg. I'm interested to see here whether we do maybe get a few more goals in this one. I think we will, with how the games have panned out over the last few days. But let's skip all that, and we'll get into the match. Very best of luck. Atalanta at home now. They need to make sure that they don't concede any away goals to Real Madrid, because if Real Madrid score first, then surely it's going to be game over. And we've seen time and time again throughout this tournament, we've not had many games where neither team hasn't scored. I think we've had maybe 2 or 3 games. Chelsea, I think Inter Milan, Leipzig, all didn't concede in their matches and kept clean sheets. So, you know, fair play to them. To not concede over 2 games is very, very good. But when you've got to come up against a team like Real Madrid, it's always going to be impossible to not concede to the star quality that they've got on the pitch. But we get back underway. It's going to be Karim Benzema in the first 5 minutes, looking to get his Real Madrid side forward. Here's Asensio. Good flick. The youngster, of course, still very young, had that injury. Now he's in for Karim Benzema, flicks it round the defender. But I tell you what, I think that was a Romero at the back there. That is exceptional defending. It really should be 3-1, but he just gets himself in front of the ball and keeps out what would have been a nice early goal in the game for the away side. They're going to come forward again, though. Here's Ferland Mendy into Casemiro. And Atalanta have got the ball back. Here's Zapata. Got to drive forward. There needs to be a sense of urgency from Atalanta in this game. Something that maybe they didn't have in the last match. Here's Gosens, though. On the left wing, he's been a menace in this tournament so far. Will he be a menace again tonight? Here he is on the ball. Robin Gosens. Going to try and move into the middle of the pitch, but eventually gives it away. And I think the referee is actually going to give a free kick. So Josip Ilicic standing over this free kick. Good chance to whip this one in. Which he does. Comes towards one of the Real Madrid defenders, I think it was Varane, and very nearly tapped it into his own goal, which Courtois desperately clearing it away. It's not a good clearance, though, because here's Mihail. Lays it off to De Bruyne on the right wing. He'll try and cut into the middle, as they always do on this game. Mihail. Back heel to Zapata. Tries to get it to Pessina, but he would have been offside, and Courtois there first. And look, good creative effort there from the Italian side to try and maybe break that Real Madrid defence, which is always going to be tough when you've got the likes of Ramos and Varane in there, but just a little bit too early, I think, on the run there, Pessina. That would have been flagged offside, but they come forward again here. Here's Robin Gosens, cuts in. Still going Gosens, goes for the shot, it's blocked. Comes down to Freuler, headed away, and now Real Madrid could hit on the break. It's been a good start for Atalanta in this first 20 minutes. They needed to come out on the front foot, and they certainly have indeed. Here's Toni Kroos into Karim Benzema. Back to Kroos again. Benzema now will surely be feeling a lot confident in himself after the fantastic goal he scored in the last match. Here's Asensio. Now Carvajal. You're just starting to feel like maybe Real Madrid, if they get that goal before Atalanta do, it will kill the tie-off. Here's the German midfielder Kroos, just going to stand there and hope that De Bruyne runs towards him, which he does, and eventually he's able to lay the ball off. But I've got to say, it's a very astute performance from Real Madrid. Not had to do much in the game so far. But here's Karim Benzema. Romero plays it back to his keeper. And Galini, under some pressure from Karim Benzema, just kicks the ball out of play. So good pressurising there from the away side. You get a cheap throw in a pretty decent position. Here's Mendy. Now Vinicius Jr. And we've walked back 15 minutes left on the clock of this first half. Still 0-0 as it stands. 2-1 on aggregate. If Atalanta get a goal back in this game, they will still be finding themselves in a bit of a tricky situation as there's nearly a mistake at the back. Very, very risky, and they would actually be in the lead, I believe, if they score, Atalanta, because they've got the away goal and Real Madrid haven't. So, of course, pressure's still on Real Madrid to score here, but so many opportunities in this match already, and neither team able to make the most of them. Will they have a chance now? Here's Freuler. Plays it to Zapata. Can see them ongoing run, I think, from Hale on the right wing. Back to Zapata again, who... It's just a poor ball from the Danish fullback. It's a really shoddy cross that Zapata was never going to get to. And Courtois is going to be a sweeper keeper here. Plays it into Ramos. Now to Asensio. Has had to come very deep. And Real Madrid playing out from the back and putting themselves under all sorts of pressure. Here's Carvajal. They keep going here, Carvajal. And what he'll probably do is he won't whip it into the box. He'll just cut in. There we go, which he does. And lays it off to Modric. 5 minutes left here. I don't know what you'd be thinking. You know, both managers will be, I think, a little bit frustrated. Atalanta have had chances to have a goal in this match. Real Madrid could have easily had 1 or 2, but now a chance for Asensio, which is really, really weak, and Galini will save it in the end. This could have had more goals in it, but it hasn't. And that isn't down to the detriment of the two keepers this time. It's down to the fact that both teams have just been a little bit... I wouldn't even say tight, because there's been lots of chances. Just not good enough in the final third. But now there's a chance to change that, as Zapata gets the ball long to Ilicic, but the cross is poor in the end, and Courtois will play out from the back. As the referee blows the whistle for half-time, it's 0-0 in the second leg. 2-1 still to Real Madrid. Remember, if Atalanta do score, 1 goal is enough to take them through, because they have that away goal and Real Madrid don't. But it's not had many chances so far, as we jump straight into the second leg. Of course, if any of the managers do want to make a change, then they are more than welcome to. But we do get on with the action with 45 minutes left on the clock. And Adam Soft needs to do something quick, because time is running out. And I wouldn't say necessarily Atalanta are a fairy tale story. I think they were expected to go through in their game against Basel. But if they can beat Real Madrid, that will be another one of the big sides out of the competition. And that is what everybody wants right now, especially those teams that are already through. You want to see someone like Real Madrid get booted out, so you don't have to face them. But now they might have a chance here to score. But it's good defending from Atalanta. And I guess that's kind of a positive as well. He's been better defending. Both teams doing really well to cancel each other out. And, you know, that's certainly an improvement on some of the games we've seen recently. I think as much as we've had games where there's been plenty of goals, there's been a lot of shoddy defending. And ultimately, right now, these two teams really doing well in defence. As I think we're going to get a throw in here for Atalanta. Ball coming off the head of Marco Asensio. It is a tough one, because Real Madrid get that next goal in the game, then Atalanta are going to have to get 2 minimum to take it to extra time. So it's a tough one, but the away team don't have to necessarily get the first goal, but it would be better for them. And then, as we expected, Atalanta, they need it desperately. As we get towards the hour mark of the game. Here's Raymond Freuler, a Swiss midfielder, lays it off to Zapata, who's been fairly quiet in this match. He's had lots of opportunities to drive forward, but never really tends to do much with the ball when he gets it. As Real Madrid play out from the back once again, and they've done very well, because it might actually lead to a counter-attack. Here's Karim Benzema into Casemiro. Now to Toni Kroos. Not many numbers forward, so it's going to be very hard for them to go anywhere with it, but Benzema's got round his man. Tries to lay it off, I think, into Vinicius Jr. or Ferland Mendy, but he's giving it away, and that's sloppy from Benzema. And now Ilicic will come forward himself, and then he gives the ball away. This is the bit of a sloppy section of the match, as both teams try to carve each other open and they just struggle. Here's Toni Kroos. Seeing the marauding run there from Benzema, Freuler decides to get there quicker, and he does really well too. And now Zapata has a chance to get his side on the counter-attack. Here's Gosens, gets round his man. Could drive onto that left wing, which he does. What's he going to do here, Gosens? Surprise, surprise, doesn't cross it in. We lay it off to Pessina. Lovely work from him, but the touch is too heavy as he goes to turn his man, and that's poor. You know, we saw that goal where Eden Hazard turned his man, and Christiansen as well in the Salzburg game. They did really, really well, but just a little bit too heavy from Pessina there as Real Madrid come on the attack once again. It's Marco Asensio on the right wing. Still looking to get forward here, and in the end he's actually running out of play for a goal kick. So 20 minutes left on the clock. I think we're going to see our first change of the match. Luis Muriel coming on for Pessina, who's not had the greatest of games. As for Real Madrid, Eden Hazard, the goal scorer in the last match, he'll come on as well. Are we maybe going to see another Eden Hazard screamer? Here he is on the ball now. One of the best goals of the tournament by a country mile. And he's still going. Lays it off to Ferland Mendy, one of the most overpowered players in FIFA. If you're an Ultimate Team fan, you'll know how overpowered he is in game. Here's Toni Kroos. Could lay it off to Benzema if he wanted to. Tries to in the end, and it's good defending from Atalanta, who've been reassured in this competition. As Atalanta are currently sat unbalanced, I believe. It doesn't feel like they've been on attacking much, if I'm honest with you. I'm just going to make sure and check for them, as Rowan asks for a sub. So while Rowan sorts out his subs, I'm just going to check and see whether Atalanta are on attacking or not. They're not. They're unbalanced. It's going to be attacking. There we go. That we're on. And Rowan's going to make some substitutions now. So what subs is Rowan going to make here? Let's find out. As we have two more subs on the table. Eden Hazard has already come on, so that's one of the subs done. Vinny Jr. obviously coming off. You've got the same substitutions again as last time if you want to make them. Of course, when Rowan made those subs, it actually turned out to help him out a little bit in the match to go on and get himself into a lead. Will it work this time? Or could it be too little too late with 13 minutes left on the clock? Not really too little too late for Real Madrid though, because they will be going through. Too little too late for Atalanta, who need one. That's all they need. One to win. And knock out one of the favourites in this competition. I think you're looking as a few of the big teams are out. Barca are out, Atletico Madrid out. You start to feel like Real Madrid have to fly the flag, as Casemiro will come off. Valverde comes on. And then same subs again with a flat 4-3-3. So there's the changes for Real Madrid. Are those changes going to come into effect and get him the result that he desperately needs, Mr. Rowan O'Connell, who's found himself really on the back of some very, very tricky games, I'm not going to lie. But here comes Casemiro. Tries to flick a ball in the box, and Atalanta defend it very well, and they're going to have to push numbers forward now. Here's Martin Darun. Flicks it to Joachim Mahale. And there's so much space on that right-hand side, and Mahale notices it. Here's Ilicic. One goal is all they need. Ilicic going to drive into the box. Ilicic still goes. Zapata. What a save from Courtois, and Zapata wipes him out, and that will be a free kick in the end for Real Madrid. But what a chance it was. It was the first real big chance of the second half, and had Atalanta have got that in the back of the net, that would have been a quality goal. Here comes Pasalic on for Remo Freuler. 8 minutes left of the game. One goal is all Atalanta need to knock Real Madrid out. If Real Madrid score next, then it will of course mean Atalanta go home. But they're coming forward now in numbers. Atalanta, they do not want to give up. Here's Ilicic into the substitute Pasalic. Ilicic goes for the long range effort. He's blocked in the end, and Real Madrid have now got to hold on for their dear lives. Here's Benzema. Really exciting end to this match, as you would expect. Dimsky saying it is on the knife edge, which is what makes it definitely a very good game to watch overall. Not the most amazing one in terms of goals. We've not had any yet in this second leg, but there's still time, and here comes Benzema. Good defending from Romero. That is quality, and you start to feel like now there might be one more opportunity for Atalanta to come forward, and they should take it. That's poor from Ilicic, and here's Valverde. Flicks it towards Vazquez. Good defending from this solid Atalanta back line. They just don't seem to be backing down right now, but they've got to get the ball up the pitch with a minute left on the clock. If they score, they're going through. Muriel has to come forward. He plays it to Gosens. Here's Jim City. No real urgency to push up the pitch, and the referee gave them time to keep going, and that is that. Real Madrid through to the next round of the competition, and Rowan O'Connell will be delighted. Look, it was one of those games at the end of the day that, realistically speaking, it had its moments, it had its chances, but in the end, it was just a really gritty game between two solid teams, and credit has to go to Adam. He's tried his very, very best in this tournament and very nearly knocked out one of the top dogs in this competition, but in the end, it was just too little too many, and Adam Soft finds himself knocked out of the competition. And Rowan goes through with a scoreline that was on aggregate 2-1 to Real Madrid. Congratulations, Rowan. Not the greatest game in the world, but look, at the end of the day, he's through to the next round, and that's all that matters. Right then, we've got one more game to come up. As you'll have seen a moment ago, what a game this is going to be. I've got to quickly go and sort out the side for Will. He's not going to be able to watch the match because he's currently out right now, but Natty Phillips is in the team. Liverpool taking on Spartak Moscow. I'm going to get these teams set up, all ready to go. And then, of course, we'll be underway with the action in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. So then, here we go. This is time for the last game of the afternoon. Don't forget, we've got more games still to come over the next session, which is tonight from 7 PM UK time. If you have enjoyed the tournament and you want to see a few more games, don't worry, there's some really, really big clashes coming up tonight. In fact, if you're wondering, these are the games coming up this evening from 7 PM UK time. Chelsea taking on Manchester United. What a game that's going to be. An all-Premier League clash as Mohamed Kader takes on Jordan Brennan. That should be a brilliant, brilliant match indeed. That's the first one up on the evening. Right after that, they'll be Inter Milan taking on RB Leipzig. That's Kurt Man United fan up against Rory Fisher. We got Manchester City taking on Paris Saint-Germain, which is Nathan Hale versus G6. And then Bayern Munich taking on Lazio. And the last match of the round of 16, that will be Dylan Cleary taking on Kieran Lawler. Don't forget, after that has finished, we will then have the quarter-final draw for those of you guys left in the competition. The quarter-final fixtures will be taking place tomorrow afternoon. That'll be 12 o'clock. We'll be done before 4 p.m. because after that will be F1 Live with Rowan with the Bahrain Grand Prix. Right then, let's get into our last match of the evening or / afternoon. It is a real big match. Spartak Moscow, who surprisingly knocked out Ajax, find themselves up against Liverpool and Will Pete's side. And Will Pete has opted yet again to play Nat Phillips up top. He's going with a 4-3-3 formation in this game. As for Spartak Moscow, they're sticking with what they played last time, and you can't blame them because they did a bloody good job against Ajax and rattled them as we get underway with this fixture. Lee Laffen taking on Will Pete. Very best of luck to both managers in this game. It should be quite the occasion right now. So here we go. It's going to be Quincy Promes who starts us off with the ball rolling, and obviously be positive for Lee Laffen. The last time he didn't actually have Quincy Promes. He was played against him this time because the squad have updated. He's back in the team for him as Mane looks to come down the left-hand side of the pitch. Good defending from Victor Moses, who's an absolute animal on this game, and gets a corner for Liverpool. And we know he's going to be looking to get that ball to Nat Phillips, who has been the danger man. Got a goal and an assist in the last match. Will he get another one today? We'll have to find out. But corner here for Liverpool, 6 minutes on the clock. And it's going to be set up here with Andy Robertson, who looks to probably play this short, which he does. Here's Thiago. Drive towards the box. And I don't really know what's happened there. Real waste of a corner. Here's Thiago. Flicks it into the path of Salah. Very nearly comes towards Fabinho, who'd made a run to the striker position for a moment, but doesn't get to him in the end. Here's Salah. Natty Phillips up there. In fact, I think he's just inside the middle of the box. Here's Fabinho. Plays it to Bobby Firmino. Now Thiago, back to Firmino. Here's Thiago once again. Some good football from Liverpool. I know Will's watching on. He will be celebrating in his car right now as we speak if Liverpool can get a goal in this game. Here's Mane. Puts it into Thiago in the middle of the pitch, and it's good defending from Kral, who, look, is one of those players I said I don't think he's going to be at Spartak for much longer. Got very good experience at the back. Another former Slavia Prague player. But Liverpool have got the ball back here. It's Mane. He's danced around the Spartak defence. Mane lays it to Trent. It's 1-0 Liverpool. And that is just brilliance from Liverpool. And it's all down to Sadio Mane. And well, you have to say, in that last match we watched with Sadio Mane, he had quite the stinker. He missed a fair few chances, but that is pure brilliance from the Senegalese winger. He lays it off to Trent. There's absolutely no chance that the keeper's going to save it. And just like that, Lee Laff and Spartak Moscow find themselves 1-0 down on the night. And it's Trent who puts the ball in the back of the net. And the Anfield fans, well, the fans at Anfield even, not the Anfield fans, they'll be going absolutely wild right now. And no doubt Will Pete in his car, he'll be buzzing with that one. And Spartak Moscow, they've got to get themselves back into the game quickly. And look, the one thing Spartak Moscow did really well, I think, in the last game was they were very patient on the ball. The build-up play was quality. Probably one of the best teams in the tournament in terms of how they built up. Very patient on the ball. Didn't really, I would say, push forward necessarily numbers to get the ball in the back of the net. They were really calm about it. And I think they've got to do the same again tonight. We saw Stad Rennes tried the approach of getting the ball long, and it didn't really work. So I wouldn't expect Spartak to go for that today. But here come Liverpool again. It's going to be Natty Phillips. Now into Thiago. What can Thiago do here? Flicks it to Robertson. Lovely touch. Now to Mane. He's already got assist on the board tonight. He's inside the box. He drives into the middle of the pitch. Lays it off to Fabinho. Still going here, Fabinho. I think he was waiting for the run of Salah. Doesn't come to him in the end. And Fabinho will just stand on the ball. Natty Phillips with a header and a free kick for handball. Well, this would be a brilliant chance to maybe even kill the tie off It's right at the edge of the box. And Robertson is the man standing over it. And what a big opportunity this could be for Liverpool to make it 2-0 after 20 minutes. Or 27 minutes even. It's 19 yards out. And Robertson's going to go for it. And it's a brilliant save from the keeper, Maximenko, with an outstanding save. And that was a quality save right into the top left-hand corner. As Lee says, go attacking when you get a break, which we will do for you now. But what a save from the keeper. Quality from the free kick. As Spartak Moscow will go attacking in this game. And it could be another one of those fairy tale stories that ends this afternoon. We've had quite a few of them end. We saw Shakhtar in the first match lose to Juventus. We saw Lokomotiv Moscow, the other Moscow side in this competition, get knocked out by 6-1. But Liverpool here looking to try and get a few goals of their own before the first half's even finished. As they get a throw-in on the left wing, it's going to be Sadio Mane who somehow gets the ball to Thiago, the Spaniard. Got space to drive into. He's gone down in the box. He's calling for a penalty, which the referee is going to ignore. And he is down with an injury here. And I don't know whether Thiago's going to get back up or not. But here comes Victor Moses. And for the time being, Thiago stays down. Moses continues on. There will be some calls for penalties there. As Victor Moses keeps the ball in play and it goes out. And Thiago goes down with an injury. And this is really, really bad. The referee goes to check him and Mr. Spanish Glass Legs is probably going to have to come off the pitch here. Which he does. So a change is going to be made. And on comes Curtis Jones. So Curtis Jones coming on for Thiago. Interesting choice considering Henderson's on the bench. As Dylan Cleary's put, come on Spartak, I want to see the ghost of Starling put one in from the 45. How are you doing, Dylan? Hope you're all good. So, Thiago comes off here with an injury. Big blow in this UCL clash. But Curtis Jones, the youngster, will come on. As Lee Laffin says, that'll teach him. Here we go, though. Liverpool looking to come forward again. If they can get a second goal before half-time, I mean, it's going to be quite a tough ask, isn't it, for Spartak to get back into this game. Here's Fabinho. Long ball to Firmino, who has had quite a brilliant campaign so far. Louis said, how are we doing, Louis? You're good. He's put Liverpool still getting injuries even in the game. They're cursed. They are. They definitely are. Tubbs has put, can we have an encore game of Spartak v Lokomotiv? A little homage for the legendary Moscow side. I tell you what, in the practice run I did, Tubbs, they both drew up against each other in the quarterfinals and Lokomotiv won 7-1. So yeah, quite interesting. Here comes Everton. Tries to flick a ball into the box. Doesn't come to anything in the end. And Liverpool get the ball back. And Spartak Moscow, exactly what Lee Laffin said, is putting abbreviations attacking. Not really much attacking going on, is there, right now from the Russian side? As we go to 1 minute of additional time. And look, not the biggest of margins for Spartak to get back into the game. But 1-0 right now. Will Pete will be happy with it, although the referee will blow his whistle for half-time. 1-0 in this game, and look, Spartak, they're still in it. Not had any chances as of yet. They've been battered by Liverpool's possession. But Natty Phillips up top, haven't really seen much of him so far, which is a real shame. I think Pill will be very disappointed with that. But let's go into the second half. If any of the managers want to make a change, then of course they can in the chat. But how is this first leg going to end? Are Spartak going to get themselves back into the match? Or will Liverpool get themselves a comfy lead when they move to Russia for the second leg? Here's Promes. Still going Promes. Not really got anybody to play it into. Finds the ball to Larson. It's a real shame there because that pass was really good idea but just didn't come off in the end. And Liverpool find themselves here struggling to get the ball out of the back line. Eventually now is a chance here for the counter-attack. Is Bobby Firmino. Now to Fabinho. Flick towards Natty Phillips. Who gives the ball to Salah, who is offside. And yes, Nathan, he is up top once again, Mr. Nat Phillips. And now he's not up top because the AI subbed him off. So Divock Origi comes on and Nat Phillips is subbed off. Oh dear. Not what the fans wanted. Here comes Ayrton, the Brazilian, now into Sobolev. Plays it to Ayrton on the left wing. This is better from Spartak. In towards Promes, who gets the header on, but the referee is going to call it for offside. And, well, the ball was in the back of the net. But as you can see, it's the right decision in the end. He's quite far offside, but it was a good header. And that might give maybe Spartak a little bit of confidence that they can go on and score in this game, as Jorrit Hendricks will come on for Kral. And with about 35 minutes left of the match, I think will be fairly happy, but also fairly disappointed that his team haven't scored more. I think Robertson could have easily put that free kick into the back of the net if the goalkeeper didn't make one of the best saves of the day. But here's Larson. Now it's a chance for Sobolev. He's in the box. It's Sobolev. Great save from Alisson. It's going to come out towards Promes. He's off the line. Still there. Comes away from the keeper, and that was a real moment of nerves for Liverpool. That was quality goalkeeping from Alisson as they make their last change, and Wijnaldum will come on for Fabinho. And that was the chance for Spartak to get the equaliser in this game. And Alisson, quality there, and it was just cleared away from goal. I think it was Joe Gomez in the end who got it away, and that was a heart-in-mouth moment, if you're Mr. Will Pete. Nail-biting stuff, as Reece Allen has put. It certainly is right now. It's on a knife's edge, this one. And it shouldn't be, because Liverpool had all those chances in the first half and didn't take them. But they're going to look to come forward again. And as this match continues on, Spartak grow into it. But here is Sadio Mane. Drives into the box. Plays one in and it's a goal. Bobby Firmino. And just like that, Liverpool have a 2-0 lead. And Spartak have got some work to do. And it all comes from that space on the left-hand side of the pitch. Look at the space that Mane had. And for probably the first time I've ever seen in one of these sim tournaments, he's actually whipped the ball into the box. And Bobby Firmino, he's there. It comes off his chest and goes in. And just like that, it's 2-0 on the night to Liverpool. And Anfield goes wild. Scored with his chest. And for a second, with the handball rule, I'm surprised one of the referees didn't call it back for handball, but it goes in. And it's 2-0, and Spartak Moscow now, and Lee Laffen, after all that hard work in the last 20 minutes, I would have said, where they had a few chances and probably should have had the ball in the back of the net themselves. They're now 2-0 down and really on course here to maybe get booted out of the tournament. They really need that away goal. They've got time to get it, but there's not long left. About 20 minutes to be precise. There'll be a chance here for maybe handball to be given. Ref's just going to play on. Here's Ayrton, as Tubbs screaming for the handball for the goal. Here's Ayrton though. Fortunately, the referee not going to change his mind or check VAR, seeing as VAR doesn't exist on FIFA. Here's Promes. Now Sobolev. Back to Promes. Takes the touch, but good defending from Robertson, and the ball will be cleared away. Here's Roberto Firmino, who scored 3 goals in this tournament so far. Should be on for the Golden Boot. With, 17 minutes left of the match? Victor Moses. Lovely ball to Sobolev. Now to Ayrton. Takes the touch. Gets it towards Zobnin. Promes dives at the ball. It's cleared away. And this is on... Well, I'll say it's on a knife's edge. But Liverpool still with the lead in the match. But Spartak really giving them a tough encounter as Quincy Promes comes off. And Zelimakan Bakayev comes on. As Dylan says, how did Promes end up at Spartak? Last I heard, the man was arrested for stabbing someone. I think that's pretty much the reason why he left Ajax. I think if he stayed in Holland, he would have probably got arrested for it. But if he goes back to Russia, he's alright. Here's Zobnin. Now Bakayev. Tries to flick a ball into the box, doesn't in the end. And now Liverpool will get the ball back with 12 minutes left on the clock. Time running out here for Spartak to get that away goal. I mean, if they were to come back in the match, it'd be the most sensational comeback of the tournament. As the ball goes out of play. And we'll have another change here. And that's all the 3 changes made for Spartak. That's going to be Jordan Larsson coming off and Pedro Roca onto the pitch for the final 10 minutes of action. And look, I will give Spartak a little bit of credit. They have tried to push forward in this game and get a goal. And arguably they could have easily been sat here at 2-1, 2-2. But ultimately, just not good enough on the night. As the referee is going to give a free kick for handball to Spartak Moscow. And with 7 minutes left of the game. Can they get an away goal? Ball off towards Pedro Roca. Tries to head it down into the path of, I think it was... I'm not even going to guess who it was up top if I'm being honest with you. I think Larsson's come off the pitch, so it couldn't have been him. Here's Salah. Now into the midfield towards Gini Wijnaldum. Still going forward here, Wijnaldum. And Zobnin gets the ball back, and now maybe there's one more chance in this game for the ball to be hoofed up the pitch and get Spartak that one chance on goal. Here's Sobolev into Ayrton. Back to Pedro Roca, Zobnin. As I've been told by Will Pete to go defensive, please. I can do for you, Will, as he looks to see out the final few minutes of this match. Defensive it is, but you can see there's a chance in the build-up for maybe Spartak to get something here. And we continue on with the game. And there might be a chance here. And it's into Bakayev, and it's a good save from Alisson. And well, he's had to make some big saves tonight, Alisson, and that's another one. Really good chance at the near post, and well, Alisson gets himself down low. It's another decent save, and we've got a corner here for Spartak, probably one of the final kicks of the match. 15 seconds on the clock of normal time. This needs to be a good ball in from Ayrton. It's lobbed towards Sobolev. It's going to come back out to Ayrton again. It'll be a throw-in. It'll be 3 minutes of additional time. It's still enough to maybe get one goal back. Here's Victor Moses. Not got anyone near him, and in the end he very nearly gave the ball away. In fact, he does, and he gives it to Firmino. And now Liverpool, they can just hold the ball and seek out the rest of this match. Here's Firmino. Now to Joe Gomez. Plays it to Van Dijk. And the referee will blow his whistle for the first half of, well, first leg even, of action in our final Champions League clash of the afternoon. It's a 2-0 lead for Liverpool going into the second leg of this match. And Lee Laffen has got some work to do. He didn't get the away goal that he wanted, which is surely of a big frustration to him. But he's going to have to go now back to his home country in Russia and try his hardest to get 2 goals minimum in the match to take it to extra time, or else it looks like Liverpool are going to be going through to the next round. And Tubbs has put, we've been complaining about bad goalkeeping the whole tourney, but the last few games the keepers have been brilliant. I don't know what it is. It's like he's changed, hasn't it? It's strange. Keepers have got so much better in the last few games. It's really, really weird. We were literally sat there just watching all the goals going in. And Will says same team for me, Josh. Balanced, not attacking. Perfect. I will have that sorted for you out now. And then Lee Laffen wants to go ultra attacking in his game. So let's get it underway. The last match of the afternoon. Don't forget, we'll be back at 7 PM UK time for the second half of afternoon fixtures. Should be quite a interesting one indeed, as the injury shouldn't carry over, no, Dylan, because it's a standard match, I think. So Will wants to go defensive and ultra attacking for Spartak Moscow. Is it going to work? That's the question, as Liverpool play away from home in Russia for what is going to be a tricky tie. So there we go. Defensive is on for Liverpool. Ultra attack is on for Spartak Moscow. I don't know what my controller's doing here. Let me just turn it off for a second. I think I'm clicking the buttons too quick. We'll put that camera back to co-op there, and we'll get this game underway. Score predictions in the chat for this one, as we get the aggregate score up on the screen. And we get our game underway. It's 0-0 on the night. 2-0 to Liverpool. 2 goals is what's needed for Spartak here. And that would be to take it to golden goal. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't know what's happened. Because every time I click in a semi-final game, it's now only playing 1 match, which is very, very strange indeed. But golden goal will be on the cards here if Spartak get 2. Very best of luck to both managers here on the final game. First match of 7 PM UK time. Chelsea Man United. It's an all Premier League affair. Looking forward to that one a little bit later on this evening, but it's all down to what Spartak can do here. Reese going 4-2 Liverpool. Kyle going 1-0 Liverpool. I think everybody's going Liverpool in the chat right now. I wonder if anybody's going to go Spartak. Tubbs is saying 2-0 Liverpool. I'm going to go 2-1 Spartak. Why not? I'll back the Spartak boys. And here they come now. It's Quincy Promes into Sobolev. Now to Quincy Promes. He's gone down. Referee not going to give a free kick. And Liverpool with a chance to come forward here. Lots of space on the left-hand side, which is where the ball's being flicked to. Here's Sadio Mane. Takes an incredible first touch. Drives onto the left wing. Cuts in as every player does. Back to Bobby Firmino. Lots of space. Will Firmino play the ball? He does. Mane. Really awkward one. Good defending from Maslov, and he gets the ball back. And a chance now for Spartak to maybe push up the pitch on that ultra-attacking formation. But ball's been given away, but handball being given, I think, there on Mohamed Salah. Elenas thinks it's going to end 1-1. Interesting. I wonder if maybe in that game Spartak get the first goal for you, as handball's been given now on the home team. And Trent with a chance to flick this into the box. It's gone towards Mohamed Salah. Gets his head down, and it's a chance for Thiago, and he takes it on the volley, but in the end he is flagged as offside, which you can see here is absolutely spot on, the right decision. There's about 5 of them offside there. And Spartak here in this first 15 minutes will not be happy with how it started. Liverpool on the front foot again. Will Pete doing really, really good and got a very organised team in this competition so far. Here's Sadio Mane, who's been the central figure of this 2 legs on the left wing. What can he do here? He finds himself backed into the bottom left-hand corner towards the corner flag. Plays it towards Robertson, tries to flick it into the box, and eventually the referee's going to give a handball again. I mean, how many handball decisions are you going to give in this game? So Trent with a free kick. Going to lob it into the box, gets it towards Salah, who gets his head onto it, but it's straight into the hands of Maximenko in goal. And well, I don't know what they do here, Spartak, because every single chance that they get into hold possession, the ball goes straight back to Liverpool. They really need to just slow the play down a little bit, I feel. Here's Larsson into Kral. Look, if they can get one goal back in this game, then it'll be interesting. Long ball towards Sobolev, and it's booted away by, I think, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Out of play for a throw-in. And that's a little better from Spartak there. Here's Larsson. Into Ayrton. Well, I mean, that sums it up really, isn't it, for Spartak? It's not been the greatest of, what, 20 minutes this game is in now? 23 minutes on the clock. It's been pretty poor. And I think if you are Lille Athens, you are a little bit worried here that you might be dropping out of the tournament. And look, we've had a great day. It's pretty much been, the afternoon session's been full of teams that have surprised throughout the tournament. You know, this evening is the big boys. Some of the big boys. You've got Bayern, you've got Man City, you've got some big clashes. We had a lot of teams in this section of the draw in the afternoon that were smaller teams. I'm going to stop for a second because Larsson's in here, makes the shot on goal, and Alisson makes the save. And that's the first real chance that they've had of the match. Towards the near post. It was an awkward angle, but he took on the effort there, Larsson, and it's a simple save for Alisson that will go out of play for a corner. And the Brazilian keeper just making sure that his side stay in the game. It's going to be whipped in here, I think. Into the box by Larsson. Comes towards the path of Sobolev! It's in! Game on! And once again, Sobolev from the corner puts the ball in the back of the net. And it's game on in this fixture. It's 2-1. And all Spartak need is another goal to take this to golden goal. And it's Sobolev again from the corner. He scored in the last match against Ajax from the corner. It's pretty much the same again. Groundhog Day for Spartak Moscow. 2-1 on the night. Game on. What does Will Pete do here? I mean, it's a quality goal. Absolutely no chance Alisson's going to save it. And Sobolev has been so key for Spartak. Brings this game back to life. And 29 minutes on the clock. This Russian side do not give up. And fair play to them. And Liverpool know that one more goal in this game for Spartak will send us to golden goal. Unless Liverpool can score here, and then that will not happen. And Lee Laffin, he's buzzing in the chat. He knows he's got a chance to come back into this game. He will believe. But his team have just got to be, in my opinion, a little bit more calm in the final third. Here's Thiago. Just to shimmy his way around the defenders. Plays it to Fabinho. Now to Joe Gomez, who's pushed up the pitch a little bit here. Plays the ball to Mane on the left wing. Now Robertson, overlapping run from Mane. Does really well to take the ball down. Mane, Firmino! Game over! Surely now, Liverpool will be going through to the next round, and it's Roberto Firmino once again who strikes away from home, and Liverpool find themselves with a 2-goal advantage again in this match, and because they've got the away goal now, it really is going to be tough for Spartak to get back in this match, and it's link-up play again from Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino, and surely now will be going through to the quarter-finals. It's a good finish in the end, and Klopp once again, he's having a fight with Casper the Friendly Ghost, and just as, about 7 minutes of time between Spartak Moscow scoring and Liverpool bagging the equaliser, now kills off maybe any hopes of a comeback for Spartak Moscow in this game. But 3-1 now on the night. Another evening where every team has scored. And look, Spartak now have got to go for it. I mean, they have been going for it, for being honest, as the ball's lofted towards Victor Moses. He's on side. He's going to cut in. And he wants 5 up front. You are on defensive, by the way, Will. 5 up front. No keeper. What? 5 up front. Right, okay. This is going to be interesting to work out. So I'm going to have to do it like wide players, like very wide, so then I can get players in here. Like a 3-2-5. So it'd be like, obviously get him there. Get you there. I guess what you'd want is the midfielders. So what you'd probably do, a 3-2-5. Just wondering what the best formation to run this would be. I don't really know how to go with this one. So Will's going to go 5 at the back. What I'd assume is it's going to be very hard to get 5 up top without it being something like this, because the game's so frustrating. You'd have to have them so close to each other. Striker and left wing on. So you'd have to play something like that. You could have 3-2-5 and have it like 2 midfielders, 3 at the back, and then you have the 5 up top. So obviously you've got the 2 strikers. You could play Promes up top if you wanted. You could play maybe Promes deep and have him as a centre forward. Sobolev would go there, and then obviously they'd be kind of like the wide ones. 1 striker, 1 right wing, 1 left striker, 1 left wing. Okay, so kind of having it like... Let me move that. There we go. Like the wide players there. Let me move him kind of there, so on the wide sections. 1 right wing, 1 left striker, 1 left wing. See, the problem is with this game is you'd probably have to have it like that. If that's okay with you, Lee, you'd probably have to have it like that, because I could get the right striker on. I've got the right winger and the left winger. Let me just put him a little bit more deeper, so it's like that. And then obviously, I guess what we could do is bring on the left winger. Or bring on Pons or someone like that, maybe. Or Roca. And then you've got a bit more of an attacking intent. You tell me what you want to do, Lee, and I'll sort that out. As while we sort that out for a second, get the left back off. Nice, there you go. So Ayrton comes off, and Roca would come on. And of course, you're going to have to go ultra attacking, or else it'll set the system back up again. All good. I'm happy either way. Perfect. Right, so we've sorted that one out. We now need to put Liverpool as a 5-3-2. Let's get that sorted out very quickly here. Liverpool looking to go and well, not match up, are they? They're going a little bit more defensive now. 5-3-2. So Gomez, Van Dijk, Phillips. You've got Salah up top with Mane, and then I guess you'd have Firmino in the midfield if you wanted to. You could take off Firmino and put Wijnaldum on if you wanted to, or you could keep him on, have Mane up top. I guess it depends on what you want to do here, Will. Whatever's best for you, my friend. Because this is going to be quite an interesting end to the match. I mean, Carl's put Lee's a mad but brave lad. He's very brave. Very, very brave. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it before, but do you know what? It should make for quite an interesting grandstand finish. So, what I would assume here is that Bobby comes off. Yeah, Wijnaldum comes on. And then Henderson for Thiago, who's not on the bench. Oh dear. I'm trying to bring on here. Curtis. You've got Curtis Jones. You've got Keita. One of the two players. I'll bring Keita on for you. I'll bring Keita on because he's got better defending than Curtis Jones. It probably works better for you, right? So that is the system there. All set up. Liverpool going 5-3-2. What I do need to do now is I need to go, not co-op, I need to go and put then obviously Spartak onto the system. And what I will do for a second here is do that. There we go. And then we'll get this game underway. So 60 minutes left on the clock. Oh, it's unbalanced, isn't it? There we go. It's changed it. Are you fucking joking? Is it attacking? There we go. Right, attacking. That's the one. My bad. We got there in the end. Attacking. Nice. So that's the formation. Very best of luck to both of you. Apologies for the time it took there to get there. We got there in the end. We got 60 minutes left on the clock. Let's see what happens here. 5 up top. Here's Larson. Yeah, sorry about the time it takes. I said it takes time to get it sorted out. I can't do anything about that. Here comes Promes. Plays it into Larson. Back to Promes. Back to Larson. Back to Promes. Back to Larson. Back to Promes. No, doesn't get to him in the end. Here's Zobnin. 1 minute left of additional time here. And we've what? A few goals needed in this match. Spartak needs something and fast. They might have one more chance to come forward here. Zobnin tries to get around this Liverpool defence. Still going, but the referee will blow the whistle for half time. And it's going to be 1-1. Of course, we don't have to make any changes now, which is fine. We can just get on with the rest of the match. But Spartak Moscow here have got some work to do, that's for sure. They need a lot of goals in this match. In fact, 2 wouldn't be enough because Liverpool have got the away goal. They're going to need 3 to win it. As Marco Rocca comes on the pitch for Ayrton with about, 45 minutes left of action to get 3 goals. Never say never. I've seen, some very interesting things in the Champions League. Never say never. It's a very different formation. Lee Laffen believes, and credit to the manager for believing in his side that he can do it, but they've got to make sure they don't concede first or else this could become quite the rout. And here comes Sadio Mane, now acting as a striker in this game, so you're not going to see him as much on the left wing, which I don't know whether that's a positive for Spartak Moscow because they have struggled against him. Here's Promes into Marocca. Now to Larson. Here's Larson again. We've got anybody near him, which is quite poor for a 5-striker formation. Promes gets himself in the box, and it's going to be given as an offside. Poor from Promes there, needs to keep himself onside. And he needs a goal fast. Look, if you can get a goal before the 60th minute, you're roughly averaging around about a goal every 10 minutes, which is certainly doable. Here's Promes. Now to Sobolev, the goal scorer from the set piece earlier. Promes, Sobolev. Back to Promes. Look at the amount of numbers forward now. This is what you expect from this formation. As Will Pete said, all-out defence. So we'll quickly change that. That'll take like 2 seconds to do, and then we'll get back into the match again. So all-out defence from Liverpool there. That's ultra-defensive, which is the best tactic you're going to be able to get for that. And, of course, we just need to quickly change it back to the 5-3-2 again. Apologies about this. Or else it's going to play it as a 4-3-3. Let me get that to a 5-3-2. Tactics, not formations. There we go. So 5-3-2 for Liverpool. That's how they're set up on paper. Perfect. Lee says, I'm finding my plays for every second spent in their own half. Manager certainly taking the situation into his own hands with this game. As we move back into the match. There we go. Here's Promes. Looking to dance his way through this defence. Now Mark Roca. Not the Mark Roca from Bayern, this is a different one. Orocha, technically you'd pronounce it. And well, Sobolev could drive forward, plays the ball to Orocha. Trent does well to defend, and he'll get it round the back as Dimsky says he's absolutely mind blown. He can't believe the tactics on display right now. This isn't football. Here's Salah, plays it into Trent Alexander-Arnold. He sees the run of Salah there. He could have whipped it into him. He does get the ball in the end, the Egyptian. Now it's Naby Keita, lofts it long to Trent. It's a good run forward from the English fullback, but the ball goes out of play. As Dylan says, he might want to use this tactic for Bayern. Well, I mean, you've got Lazio. It's going to be quite an interesting game, that one tonight. Last one of the evening. Poor Dylan has been last for both matches now. He'll be hoping if he gets through, he gets an early tie for once. As Maslov looks to push Spartak forward. Still got 5 up top, but not really seen any opportunities from that 5 up top yet. It's a bit like Football Manager. Anytime you ever go all out attack, they never do. Long ball towards Trent. There's going to be so much space on the left and the right hand side, and Trent has got to capitalise on it. Here's Fabinho. Now it's Naby Keita. Lovely ball roll from the Ghanaian. Still got the ball here. It's going to be Fabinho. Can Liverpool get another goal in this game? Lots of space. Wijnaldum. Into Keita. Now towards Jota. Inside the box. And that's that. It's game over. Liverpool are through to the next round. And Diogo Jota, who's literally been on the pitch for what? About a minute or two? Probably his first kick of the game. Makes it 4-1 on aggregate. And Liverpool have 1 foot in the next. In fact, not even 1 foot, 2 feet in the next round is probably the best way to put it. And that is another away goal on the night. And all Lee can do now is watch his side, try and maybe get 1 or 2 goals in the next 20 minutes. He'll be gutted. He will be absolutely gutted. The innovative 5 up top formation just doesn't seem to be working here. But he will keep going with it. And Pil Wheat gets himself a spot in the quarter-finals. And it's a very, very good performance from Liverpool. They've been very organised. Astute is the best way to put it. As Lee hopes that his side get a goal before the end of the match. Here's Sobolev, who has already got a goal to his name. On the left wing. And because of getting set pieces here. Ball lobbed in, but that's probably one of the worst crosses I've seen. And Sobolev gives the ball away. Here's Fabinho. Now to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Louis saying go 6 up front now. Put every man up top if you want. Here's Keita. Gives the ball away. It's now going to be a chance for Promes. Got to lay that ball off, and it's a terrible ball, but Sobolev does well to get it. Now Zobnin. Lays it into Larson. Could get it back to Zobnin. Promes goes for the effort. And well, he didn't really have anyone around him apart from Zobnin, so he goes for it, and it comes off the defender. Here's Jota. Now Salah. Gets it into Fabinho. Here's Jota in the middle of the pitch. 8 minutes left on the clock now. Liverpool just a case of getting this match done and dusted and out of the way. Wijnaldum into Robertson. It's a good result for Will again. And another game where he scored 4 goals. And of course, Liverpool are always going to be tricky to play against when you've got the likes of Salah and Firmino and as such. But it looks like here there's going to be a very, very good chance for Liverpool to get themselves through in quite comfortable fashion. As my phone is ringing, but I'm just have to ignore it for now, as we can see Jota's goal there. Lovely shot. And the goalkeeper was never going to save it, as the away side have a corner. Here's Naby Keita. Looks to flick a ball into the box, gets it towards, I think it was Mohamed Salah making the run there. Doesn't get it in the end, and maybe now one more chance for Spartak to get a goal. It'll be Zobnin who looks to drive his team forward. If they could get another goal on the night, I mean 2-2 would be pretty decent for a second leg score, but it would make the aggregate score look much, look less worse, wouldn't it? Here's Promes. Trying to get round Van Dijk. He does in the end, and there's Marco Rocha, and there we go. It's 2-2 on the night. It won't mean much in terms of the complexion of the match. But he does get another goal. And Marco Rocha, the substitute, bags a goal late on in this match. And Spartak Moscow make it 2-2 on the night and 4-2 on aggregate. And at the end of the day, as I said, it's not going to make much of a difference in terms of the match itself. But Lee, he wanted one more goal before the end of the game, and he gets that goal. And, well, Liverpool will be going out with this draw, technically. Well, it's not really a draw, is it? They're through anyway, but 2-2 in the second leg will be a little bit of a disappointment to them. But it doesn't really matter when you've scored 4. And Spartak now have the whistle blown for full time, and that is that. 2-2. Spartak Moscow against Liverpool. It's a brilliant brilliant match overall, and there were little glimpses where we thought maybe Spartak were going to get back into this game, but overall it is Liverpool who go through to the next round, and Natty Phillips didn't do much up top this time, but it was Mr. Bobby Firmino and Sadio Mane who linked up multiple times across the two legs to give Will Peat a 4-2 aggregate win, 2-2 on the night. Lee Laffin will be happy there that he technically got a draw against Liverpool in that second leg, but ultimately for Will Peat, he gets himself through to the next round, which is the important thing for him, because he will be in that draw a little bit later on tonight. So that is all of the games done. Brilliant, brilliant games across the board, you have to admit. Lots of big, big results. Let's quickly go over them once again, for those of you that might have missed some of the games earlier on this afternoon. Shakhtar Donetsk, they found themselves 5-2 losers to Juventus. Really unfortunate for Kyle Middleton. It was one of the fairy tale stories of the tournament, but he bowed out to Chris Welch. Lokomotiv Moscow, another one of the teams that dropped out of the tournament. Big 6-1 win for Red Bull Salzburg against the Russian side that beat Barcelona. Real Madrid in a tight 2-1 win against Atalanta. Good result for Rowan in what really wasn't the most amazing two legs in the world. A brilliant goal from Eden Hazard to win it. And then as we saw a moment ago, Liverpool with a 4-2 win over Spartak Moscow. Good result in the end for Liverpool. And the Russians, they tried the hardest, but both Moscow teams now out of the tournament. Don't forget we've got more games coming up tonight. From 7 o'clock, we've got about 4 hours until we get to the evening section. And what a barnstormer of a night it's going to be. Some of the big boys are on display. We start off with Mohamed Kader's Chelsea in an all-Premier League clash against Jordan Brennan's Manchester United. What a game that one's going to be a little bit later on this evening to start off our round of 16 evening session. After that, Man United fans Inter Milan takes on Rory Fisher's Leipzig. I know he sent hints lineup in, so we'll sort that out a little bit later on. What a game this is, probably one of the best of the bunch. Manchester City in G6 takes on Nathan Hale's Paris Saint-Germain. And then the last game of the night, they'll have had to wait for quite a while. Bayern Munich will be taking on Lazio. That is the last game of the evening. And then right after that, we will have, of course, the live draw for the quarter-finals. So overall, good results across the board. Lots of big victories. If you want to send in your teams for later on tonight, if you're one of the 8 people participating, then do please go and check out my social media links. @the_top corner is our Twitter. And our Instagram is _sportscode_. Do go and check those out. If you want to send in your teams now, I can get them set up for you pretty much in the next 5 or 10 minutes. And that will make my life so much easier. But as for now, we will see you guys again at 7 PM UK time. 4 big matches to come and a quarter-final draw. But who's going to be there? That's the real question. Have a fantastic rest of the morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And we'll see you again a little bit later on tonight. Good night.